Good evening, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to this broadcast of the Portageville Bulldogs and the Chaffee Red Devils on YHC TV. We're here in Portageville, Missouri at the Vic Reeves Athletic Field on a beautiful but hot night. And this will be the home opener for the Bulldogs. They opened their season last week against Caruthersville, and they were a worthy opponent, but they've had a good week's practice, and this will be the home opener. And what can we expect from Chaffee, Rodney?
Well, they're a big team. They had Grandview last Friday night and handled them real well. I think they beat them like 42-6, but they're a lot slower than what we are. And I think what Chaffee's going to come out and do, they're going to try to pound the ball up the middle, and then every once in a while throw a counter or some kind of distraction or a short pass out the side and try to catch other defenders off guard.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing from the locker room talk and stuff, is that Chaffee's coming with the intent to pound it straight up, right up the middle at Portageville, and so that's what they've been practicing on a lot this week. Last year we went up to Chaffee and played a really great ball game. Chaffee, by the end of the year, though, were able to achieve their first district title in, I believe, since 1983. So they're a very well coached and much better ball club. Anytime you can put up 42 points against somebody, you've got something. But hopefully these Bulldogs, have had a good week's practice, and they've put last week behind them, and we can hope for a good contest tonight, and then they can carry it on throughout the season.
Well, I don't think either football coach got a good read off what was going on last week, because Caruthersville is ranked number 7 in the state right now.
That's right.
And they deserve it. I think as they play, their ranking's going to go up. They got a young squad. People hadn't seen them, and they say it's a rebuilding year, but it's one of the best teams I've seen. Yeah, Portageville really got it put on them down there, but they had the size, the speed, the school's a lot larger. So I think right here, with this being a conference game, both schools, same class, it's going to be a good judgment for both teams to see where they stand for the year. And as you said, Chaffee really come on at the end of last year. Well, we went up to Chaffee and handled them pretty easy. But I think it's going to be a different game tonight. I think we're going to be challenged with their size, but we have the speed. So we're going to see what's happening. They got a senior quarterback that's going to lead the way for them, and he's a good athlete. Montgomery, he had 130 yards last week against Grandview and looked really good for their team. Stepped up for them. I think it's they expect him to play well, but not that well. So he's been a surprise for them. Their quarterback is going to be key this game. He handles the ball a lot of the time. He'll be doing the punting, the passing, and he's good on defense.
Right. Well, and I was able to watch the game last week, and I hope what Portageville can focus on is taking it right up the middle, because with that back they had last week, L.B. Fonda, he took it outside, inside, anywhere he wanted to go, and they probably won't see speed like that the rest of the year. I mean, he was just a tremendous back. So hopefully they can learn from some of the mistakes. Portageville has got a couple of key players out. They may be hurting a little on the speed side, but what I was impressed with last week is the boys, even though it was a lopsided score, the boys played the 4 quarters. They never quit. They never gave up. Caruthersville had a big, strong offensive line, and but the kids are really motivated and fired up this week. Like you say, it kind of the playing field gets leveled back up, Portageville and Chaffee have been, they've been playing each other for years, and last year was a little lopsided. Portageville, I think, caught them a little off guard. But I don't think that'll be the case tonight. I think Chaffee is looking for a little revenge, and I think, as we talked about earlier, they've really stepped that program up. And but there's some bright spots for Portageville. I mean, they've got some senior key leaders out there with Hunter Ivy and Ethan White and some of the guys, this is their senior year and they feel like they've got something to prove. So anybody that expects Portageville to just lay down and roll over after what they took last week, it's not going to happen.
No, and I think these kids will come out and see that the game has slowed down a lot from the game they seen at Cruzville. Hunter was a leading tackler, and Fred Moore is right there, and I think you're going to see that tonight. Some big defensive plays to get them stopped and force them to do some things they don't want to do, and that's pass the ball a long ways down the field. If they can complete their short passes and gain about 5 yards time, I think Portageville's going to be in trouble. But, we're looking at two teams that's going to be well matched. Chaffee's looking at going, with 2 wins in a row. It'll be the first time they've done it in 20 years, so they're coming tonight to play. They have started turning that program around up there, and I think it's going to show tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Here in a couple hours we'll know, but
yeah.
Well,
Coach Jones really put it on the kids this week, man. You talk about hitting hard all week. Usually, you have a few days kind of recover from a game like that. No, they come out and practice Saturday, worked out to get the soreness out, and they run right into Monday, full pads, and hit all week hard.
Yeah.
And the result, we lost one of our seniors to a concussion because of that hard practice. But you hope that the overall performance of the team is going to be a lot higher than what it was. And I think the coaches are trying to adjust the kids to this kind of physical play that we're going to see tonight.
Right. Well, and, Portageville, they are playing some underclassmen, but with the leadership of those seniors, hopefully, these underclassmen will get some inspiration from these guys and learn a little more about game speed and playing on Friday nights. This is the big time. This is not JV on Monday night or junior high, and that's what all of these young kids from Pee Wee on strive for, is to play on Friday night under the bright lights. And that I've got faith in this team, and like you said, Ronnie really put it to the guys this week. You and I both have kids that play, and you can kind of hear what's coming from practice and things. And,
yeah. Well, like you talk about the younger kids stepping up, that's quarterback Bryce Wallace. He's going to have to step up tonight, make good, crisp pass, not be throwing the ball, putting air under or anything like that. In Cruzville, they really got on that because of their speed. But we won't see that tonight. Hopefully Bryce and the offense come out here and put a score on enough score points to get us a win here.
Right. Well, Bryce last week, he started out throwing the short passes, was really effective. He looked sharp, crisp, had a go-to receiver, really showcased some of his young talent. Unfortunately, when they got down to Carruthersville, they tried to start pushing the pass a little bit deeper. That led to some interceptions. Carruthersville took advantage of them. But the sophomore finished out the game, and he realizes that, he's the quarterback. And, you've got to get last week behind you. And even as a sophomore, he's going to have to show some leadership back there. And so we're not too awful far from kickoff, folks, and we're really looking forward to it. It's always exciting here on your first home game. We'll be right back.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
All right, well, the players for each team are at midfield. We've got number 50, Hunter Ivy, and number 85, Jansen Darsh for the Bulldogs. It looks like for Chaffee, we've got number 73, Matt Cox. You give me any more than the other kind of
12.
mingled up. Number 12, the quarterback, Jordan Yon. Number, I believe it's
73.
73, yeah, Cox, I got him. Number 38, I believe it is. Well, anyway, folks, I'll give it to you in just a minute. The Portageville boys are blocking their side. It's number 32, Trevor Cannon. He's the fullback for the Red Devils, and the coin toss is complete. Portageville will receive. They will be on the east end, moving west, hopefully, and Chaffee will be on the west end of the field, moving east. At this time, we'd like to say thanks to our sponsors, Crop Production Services. It's one of the largest distribution networks of agriculture products and services in southeast Missouri. CPS provides services including soil sampling, mapping, fall fertilizer and lime, custom application services, wheat seed and chemicals, and Dynagrow seed and LPI nutritional products. Crop Production Services has a knowledgeable staff providing agronomic solutions for all your remaining fall needs or to plan your spring seed. Crop Production Services.
Well, Mike, it looks like it's going to be a hot one at 4:30. It's 100 degrees down on the field. I bet it's still probably around 95.
Yeah, and which I don't think it'll take too big a toll, hopefully, on these guys. They've been practicing and through it since the camps. It was really hot down at Caruthersville. If we just don't get a big swarm of mosquitoes in here and carry all the kids off, hopefully we can get this game in, because we are in the Boot Hill of Missouri, and we are ready for some football. Looks like the officials giving some instructions to the kicker, number 12, Jan, for the Red Devils. Looks like a good crowd filing in on both sides here at the Victories Athletic Field this evening as the lights are on, and we're just seconds away from kickoff. Looks like back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 24, Allen, and 25, Fred Moore. Short kick will come up to number 24, Allen. He picks it up about the 25, and he's around the left side. Gain of about 8 will get Portageville out to about the 37 to start, Rodney.
That's a good job, him making sure he got a good hold on the ball before he took off.
Yes, indeed, because the kick wasn't the best of kick and took a few hops, but he gathered it up, and he's going to start Portageville out at about the 36-yard line. Looks like number 16, Wallace, will start from the shotgun. They'll have number 25, Fred Moore, and number 24, Daniel Allen, in the backfield with two wideouts to the right. The snap and the handoff will be to Allen around the right side. He breaks it out to the right side. Good gain. He'll pick up, we'll call it about 11 yards.
That's close to first down. I think got about 9 yards on that one. That's right there. First play shows speed to Portageville.
Right, and some really good outside blocking there. So shades of last week, Portageville was able to move the ball right off the bat the first few plays. So let's see if they can gather up that momentum and carry him on through. Number 16, Wallace, from the shotgun. He'll hand off to number 24, Allen, to the left side. He cuts it back up to the middle, and we'll call it a gain of about 6.
Got a first down.
Looks like number 48 for Chaffee coming up off the pile, Tyson Estes, from a scouting report from the Chaffee coaches I spoke to earlier in the week. We'll be calling that number quite a bit.
Denzel Simmons enters the game.
Wallace from the shotgun. Looks like they're trying to get a hard count, possibly pull the Red Devils off as the ball is stationed right at the 50-yard line. And there's a quick pass out to number 4, Ben Story. He gathers his feet under him, and he picks up about 5 before he's knocked out of bounds by number 88, Leighton Tinkoff.
Deion Foster come up and made a good block for Ben, give him a couple extra yards there. I tell you, I'm impressed with the offensive line so far. They're holding their own against them big boys.
Yes, they are, and it's like I alluded to there earlier. It was the same thing last week at Caruthersville. They came out strong as It looks like Wallace once again they're going to change up the play, and we've got an official. The call will be illegal procedure or false start against the Bulldogs. Excuse me.
Number 85 over moved, jumped across the sides.
Looks like Jansen maybe he may be a little wide out, and he couldn't get that snap count right. And but anyway, there's always going to be a few jitters right at the start of the game. They'll get settled in here, and let's see if they can continue this drive on. Wallace from the shotgun. He's back to pass. He looks out to the left, and the pass is incomplete to number 85, Darst.
Looked like the pass just a little bit out of reach.
Yeah, it looked like he had to come back for it, and there was some good coverage by the Chaffee defense on there, but looks like Wallace had plenty of time to get ready for his pass back there, so that offensive line's holding strong. So,
well, this is one of them plays where it's key. You're 3 and long, so got to get something done here.
Be 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. Wallace from the shotgun. He's back to pass. The pass is complete to number 7, Dion Foster, and he was the go-to guy last week, Rodney. He had about 5 completions in a row. Moved the ball for the Bulldogs, so
that looked really good. He had gained some space, and Bryce put the ball right in there.
Yeah. Portageville coming out, it looks like, with about the same game plan they did last week, but right now they seem to be executing it a little better, picking up some first downs as Wallace will call it from the shotgun. And he'll change the play, and didn't see a lot of this last week. Once they called it, they went with it. A handoff to number 24, Allen, around the left side.
I was thinking, if that was one, if they're going to call that face mask.
Face mask, that's a good catch there, Rodney. So pickup of about 5, and it'll be a face mask against Chaffee.
See if they're going to mark off 5 here because he just grabbed inside the helmet.
I believe they're going with 10.
They're going with the big
one. That's huge for the Bulldogs. This is, believe it or not, Rodney, and which it's only the 2nd game of the year, this is the best field position Portageville's been in. They just never were to gain it last week at Carruthersville, so hopefully this will give them some momentum.
Well, it looked like they've made a change here where Jacob Cook's snapping the ball now.
Yeah, last week they had Caleb Gooch. Not that he did a bad job at all, but there's Daniel Allen up the left side, and he's tripped up by number 32, and that was a good tackle there by Trevor Cannon. But, yeah, the Bulldogs still making a lot of changes within their offense and their defense, but this is the time to do it because, as we all know, we're playing for those last 3 games of the season. So,
absolutely, Mike.
Portageville putting together a good drive with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. There's Wallace in the shotgun. He fakes the handoff, and he's going to pass to number.
Good job of Dean getting knock that ball down, or that'd been an interception.
Yes, it was. That could have really stalled things for the Bulldog, but Dion had presence of mind. Once the pass was too high, he said, I got to break this up because the defender had he had a good move on the ball. So
Charlie Montgomery, number 20, he was all over that one.
Yeah. Montgomery, another one of the key players for the Red Devils. So as Wallace will go under center, he's going to pitch out left to number 24, Daniel Allen. He breaks a couple of tackles, and he's down to about the 5-yard line. So
be first and goal.
Portageville steady on the move.
This is a really good drive and a build of confidence for the Portageville offensive line.
Yes, it is, Rodney, especially here in front of their home crowd. It's really got to get these guys fired up, and you can just see it the way they're coming to the line as Wallace goes back to pass. He throws in the end zone for number 4, Ben Story. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
What a catch by Ben Story. He looked like he wasn't going to get that ball because the defender's going to knock it down, but he jumped on it late like he should, stay on the ground, kept his feet under him. Great catch.
That's been practiced no telling how many times because there was some good rhythm in between Wallace and good timing on Story to get some space in between the defender and Big drive for the Bulldogs is number 7, Foster, a hold for number 16, Wallace. The snap, the kick, and it is
no good.
No good. Wide left. But nonetheless, the Bulldogs put up their first 6 points of the year on their first drive. And we'd like to once again thank our sponsors. If you take a nice look at the field tonight, you should be impressed as it's in great condition thanks to Turf Renovations. Turf Renovations is responsible for outstanding field surfaces on not only this field, but numerous ones in the area such as Dexter, Sykeston, Piggott, and area baseball fields as well. Turf Renovations prides themselves on providing the best playing surface possible for the area's athletes. Special thanks to Turf Renovations, and to check out their projects, go to turfrenovations.com.
Well, Mike, I was very impressed with Bryce Wallace, his poise in the pocket there, and the time he had. He kept his composure, made good passes, looked totally different athlete from last week.
Yeah, last week, Carruthersville just big, physical, a lot of nerves. You're going down there to their house. They were a game or so away from going to the state finals last year in 3A. I think Portageville might have been a little bit intimidated, but like I say, they didn't lay down, and it looks like that hard week's practice is going to work off. It looks like number 34 will kick off for the Bulldogs. And
that's good a good kick, too.
And it's going to be a touchback.
High school ball, he can't bring that out. It'll come out on 20.
Yeah. That's big for Portageville for field position. They had a few issues with their kicking last week that cost them some field position. So the Bulldogs looking really sharp, and hopefully they'll the defense can stand up for them. And if the defense could make a big stop here, Rodney, it would be huge, because that Chaffee defense has been on the field for almost 4.5 minutes of the first quarter, so they're breathing. They got guys going both ways. So number 12, Jan, will come under center for the Devils at the 20-yard line. And he's going to be sacked in the backfield. Looks like number 75 for the Bulldogs, and that's going to be Caleb Gooch. We've got 2 75s, Rodney, if you'll notice that. But I think Tyler Burks is out with an ankle injury, so we're going to give that to Caleb Gooch. So the Bulldogs playing with some passion here tonight, as we have got a big crowd here at the Vic Reeves Athletic Field. Number 12, Jan, comes under center. He's going to hand up the left side, and there's a big gain for number 40. He's still on his feet. He's up the sideline, and he's finally brought out of bounds about the 45. I actually thought he had stepped out of bounds about the 25, Rodney, but evidently not.
Well, he broke through that seam there. One of the outside guys over-pursued and left him that gap, and he ran right through it. Then it's a foot race.
Yeah, well, and I think when he got really close to that sideline, a lot of the Portageville defenders thought he did step out, and they kind of checked up, and it cost them there. It was a big gain.
Yeah, that's Tyson S. It's another one of the seniors that's going to contribute not defensively and offensively.
Number 12, Jan, will come under center. He's going to hand off to number 40 around the right side.
Another first down.
Another first down, and he's brought down by number 7, Dion Foster. So number 40, that's going to be Zach Dannenmuller. So it looks like that Chaffee's going to have a couple of threats, as you spoke about earlier there, and looks like they're able to move the ball just as well as Portageville did.
Those 2 big plays right there. We're going to have to make some adjustments on defense. We've got to contain that run.
Yeah. Shades of last week on the defensive side thus far. They just can't contain it, be it inside or out. Portageville stacks up that line, number 12, right up the middle. And they
Gooch
send that big fullback.
Gooch got him from behind there.
Yeah.
Or he was still going to keep on going.
And he took that, right over that right center's hip, and that's what Chaffee said we're going to do to you. We're going to smash it right down your throat. So So Chaffee, they've moved it down into around the 35-yard line.
They got 7 minutes and 53 seconds in the first quarter.
Jan will come under center, one long back.
Quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keeper, he looks like he's going to be, he'll get about enough for the first down. As Chaffee only needing short yardage to pick that up. Well, Chaffee's moved the ball, but, a big play, fumble. Portageville can stand up. Last week they just didn't have the opportunities. L.B. Fonda had a 70-yard run, a 99-yard run, one another about 45, and two 80-yard runs called back. So at least they're, getting a little hint of doing some tackling and hitting around that line of scrimmages. Number 12, Jan, is back to pass, and
there's a flag on that one.
Looks like Portageville was. Looks like we're going to have a pass interference there, Rodney.
That's what it looked like. It looked like Dion was all over him, and it was past 5 yards. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, and that's a shame because that ball wasn't even really catchable. It could be because of the hold, but
defensive holding.
So a defensive hold that'll give us a walk off for the Bulldogs, and it's going to bring up 1st and 10 from about the 20 for the Red Devils. Two backs. 31, Jimmy Golden in the fullback position, and 42, Dannemuller. John comes under center, and we've got movement there on the line. You spot anything, Rodney?
You got to watch the ball and
yeah.
not listen to the count.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got lulled to sleep there. They'd ran so many plays apparently on just one count or so, and then throw that second count in there, and they're going to jump across.
Yeah.
You like an aggressive kid, but you still got to watch the ball.
Yeah.
Nothing can happen till that ball's high.
Number 12, Jan will come in and an I formation and one fullback, and the handoff's going to be to number 40, Dannemuller, around the right side, and he's going to pick up 7 or 8 yards before he's brought down by a host of Bulldogs.
About had him in the backfield. He showed a little speed there.
Yeah, Chaffee showing a little mix of up the middle and outside, but they're as well as the Bulldogs were, they're being productive here in this first quarter. They've had a drive each, and we've got this quarter almost halfway done. So,
well, Chaffee took the ball and drove it from the 20 all the way down the field. They looked really impressive.
Yeah, impressive run. Evidently the Bulldogs score didn't rattle them a bit as they're going to hand off. And boy, he is met in the backfield. Big hit. I'm going to say
Ethan White come in
Ethan
and stuck
White,
him.
number 63 from that linebacker spot. He said, no, sirree. That's a big stop for the Bulldogs, and going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 for Chaffee. That's really about the only play that Portageville has been able to hold Chaffee less than 3 or 4 yards on a carry.
Well, I think what they're going to do right here is try that little pass again.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Number 12, Jan comes under center. 2 wideouts. And you're exactly right, Rodney. He's back to pass, and he has a man wide open, and he overthrows him.
But Ethan White was on him, put the pressure, had him throw it high. That's good penetration.
Yes, it is.
Well, you're going to go for it here. I mean, I think they're going to go for it every time.
Yeah. 3rd down and 9 for Chaffee, so
What you got to
Portageville.
lose? You haven't got nothing to lose. You're going to go for it.
Yeah. Well, and the offensive guy side of the ball for Portageville showed their talent. First drive on the defense for the Bulldogs here at home. They're probably a little bit, few butterflies, but maybe they're getting them shook out.
Well, the reason I say they're going to go for it because they only get needed about half of this. So there's not that much pressure on them. Well, they got 5 of them right there.
Yeah. Looks like Portageville was across early right there, so after 2 good defensive plays, they're going to give up a chunk of it. Number 27 checks in for the Bulldogs.
That's another one you got to watch the ball. That just gave them half now.
Yeah.
Their odds of scoring great now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be about a 3rd down and 4 from about the 5. So let's see if the Bulldogs are able to mount a defensive stand here. Chaffee's knocking on the door. Jan comes under center. He's going to pitch it out to the right, number 40, Dannenmuller, and he lowers his head and
got a flag. Maybe a hold on the offense. I think 31 out there looked like he's grabbing his jersey.
Yeah. Looked like the Bulldogs had that contained, and all at once he popped loose, and evidently that hold is what gave him some freedom. So,
oh, that's a killer. The coach, both sides got to be frustrated what's going on right down here inside the 20.
Yeah.
With their offense and defense.
Yeah.
But ours is 5. This is 10. This is a big hit.
Yes.
So it's going to come 3rd and 16, looks like. Which it was 3rd and 4, so I don't know how they come at 3rd and 16.
The Red Devils are going to take a timeout.
We know you have many choices in automobile dealerships, but at Glen Sain, our customers are special. We want you to understand that we're always working very hard to please our customers. We have a great selection to choose from, and with the 0% and the rebates and our prices at Glen Sain, it's a great time to buy. I'm Danny Ford, owner of Glen Sain. We want you to come see us, and God bless our troops.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
And we're back live here at Vickery's Athletic Field, in Portageville, Missouri, with 6 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the first quarter. We're coming back from a timeout, and Chaffee's put up against a good drive against the Bulldog. Looked like they were going to march it right in, Rodney, but unfortunately a couple of holding penalties, and they've made it a little tougher on themselves.
Well, I seen one of the captains, Hunter Ivy, complaining to the ref a few plays before that that's grabbing jersey, and I guess he brought attention to it, so he sure threw a flag on that one.
Well, and that's some of that upperclassman knowledge. He's been doing this for the last 6 or 7 years, and you catch on to things like that, and that's what those officials are there for. They're human just like us, and they can't catch it all.
Looks like they're going to run out of the wishbone.
Number 12, Jan, under center. He's back to pass, and boy, he's hit. Big lick. Number 63, Ethan White.
Is playing some ball tonight.
He said, I didn't get to play last week, so I'll just hold it all up for this week, and he is letting it loose.
That's 3 in the backfield. He's made contact on that. Is great. This still first quarter, and he is really helping his team on defense.
Right. Portageville needs to be on their toes. It's a 4th and 16. I don't know what kind of kicker Chaffee's got. They're pretty good distance. They're looking at probably a good 35, 40-yarder, close to it, but it looks like that they're going to go for it in that I formation. So if Portageville will watch that snap count, they got a man in motion.
Run a pitch out to this side, looks like. Nope, he's
going to roll out the pass, and he's under pressure again. He is brought down by Ethan White once again. And that young man said, jump on my shoulders, boys, because it's time to play football.
I'm telling you, Chaffee looked so good to this last series down here, and the defense just stepped up and started dominating, mainly 63, Ethan White.
Right, well, and whoever's dialing up for the defense is dialed it up right, because he's had pressure on every play and literally just took it upon himself. He and Hunter, good comrades there, and Hunter said, hey, officials, look here, if you'll keep these guys off of us, we're going to get some pressure on there. Let us play. As Portageville takes over, they got to pass out to the right to number 7, Deion Foster, and he breaks a couple of tackles.
That's a good move. He buried that foot and cut back, and over pursuing Chaffee player just caught off guard. Couldn't get a hand on him.
Yeah.
Another good pass by Bryce Wallace.
Well, you know, Rodney, and a lot of folks were skeptical early on in the season coming in with a sophomore quarterback, but by the looks of the last 2 weeks, Bryce has got a lot of weapons to go to, and that makes a big difference. You know, when you got 2 or 3 guys that you can dish that ball out to, that way the defenders aren't just focusing on one guy play after play. And but Portageville looking awful productive here. 5 minutes, 59 seconds in the first quarter as Wallace will come out of the shotgun. 4 wideouts.
Too high pass there. Intended for Denzel Simmons.
Denzel Simmons.
Just a little high.
Portageville showing a pretty good mix of run and pass. And
I think that's just a little excitement on the quarterback. He's got to settle down, make sure he's got his feet set, and throw that ball.
Right.
Get on top of that ball.
Number 16, Wallace, calls out the play from the shotgun. He's back, wants to pass once again. He throws it up for number 7, Dion. Oh, my goodness. He laid it right in the bread basket. And I think Dion was looking at the white stripe at the end of the field instead of the ball.
Have to say, quarterback hit him right in the hands on that one. But
Beautiful
that's another
pass.
young player.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it was a beautiful pass. And Dion had a step on his man, so
well, right there is going to loosen the defense up because they know if he caught that, that's a big gain. So I wouldn't doubt we have a run play right here by Jones.
Right.
And there it is.
Number 24, Allen, up the right side, and he's met by a host of Red Devils, number 20, 57. So that play is not going to bode very well for the Bulldogs.
Now it looks like we're going to have to punt here. So Chaffee did a good job stopping the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looks kind of like both teams are getting settled in here, Rodney, and they're kind of figuring out what one another's trying to do. So, you know, but hey, at this point, I'll take 6-0. And
Charlie Montgomery back to receive the punt. Bryce Wallace punting.
He stands about the
snap.
45.
This
Bad
could be trouble.
As Wallace just going to fall on it, and that's going to be big trouble for the Bulldogs.
You got to pick that ball up and try to kick it.
Yeah.
Get it on out of there. But he fell down probably on the 1 yard line, so you're going to say Chaffee's going to score here unless they fumble the ball.
Yeah.
There comes back that youth. I mean, that's the way you learn, making mistakes like that.
Yeah. You know, last week, you know, some of the high snaps cost the Bulldogs, and Caruthersville pounced all over them, picked up a couple of bad snaps. So something the Bulldogs are going to have to work on because they're playing awfully good ball to make mistakes like that. As Jan's going to come under center.
He's probably quarterback keeper here. There it is.
You're exactly right. Right up the right side, Rodney. And no indication yet.
Touchdown.
It's going to be touchdown Chaffee.
Well, key mistake for the Bulldogs. Special teams sometimes kill you, and you got to control that. Young teams make mistakes, special team.
Yeah.
And that's what frustrates you so much. You got your game plan out there with your offense, and then turn around special teams kills you.
Well, it's just like I talked about earlier. It just seems like the Bulldogs don't have their players in their play after play position. They're moving some players around. Different guys snapping the ball at times, and that just costs the Bulldogs big time. And we've got some movement.
I think they're going to back this one up 5 yards.
Yeah.
Nope. I'll say we move first, approachment.
So Chaffee will line up once again for the extra point as we're tied here at 6-6 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Number 12, Jan, to do the kick in the place, the kick, and it's good.
That was a nice kick, a lot of power behind that kick.
Yes, it was. So an unfortunate series for the Bulldogs. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We'll send a thanks out to Western Auto on Main Street in Portageville for sponsoring tonight's game. Miss Virginia has been serving the area residents for many years. She has appliances, TVs, hardware, household essentials are provided at Western Auto with great customer service. Also, service is given for all products. Give Miss Virginia a visit at 300 East Main in Portageville, or you can reach her by calling 379-3821.
All right. Okay. With yeah.
We're back to action here as a costly mistake by the Bulldogs, and Chaffee takes advantage of it on a high snap on a punt. Chaffee recovered at the 1 yard line, and by the extra point, it puts Chaffee up 7-6. As number 12 Jan is going to place it on the 40 and kick it away deep to the Bulldogs. Looks like number 24 Allen and 25 Fred Moore deep. Excuse me, that's going to be Dannenmuller kicking. Short kick, and one of the up men's going to pick it up. He loses his footing, and he's going to be stacked up really quick, so the Bulldogs are going to start from about the 25. Well, Rodney, we've seen a little mix of, we've seen both teams' offenses and both teams' defense, and, you know, it looks like we may be in for a contest right here if they can eliminate the mistakes. Number 16, Wallace, and he's going to go on a quarterback keeper, looks like around the left side, pick up a couple.
That's a good defensive play by number 48 again. Tyson Estes. He really exploded off the line there and got across as soon as he seen the pitch developing.
The Bulldogs come back to the line. Wallace from the shotgun, man in motion. Going to be a handoff up the right side to number, I believe that was 25, Fred Moore. He's going to pick up a couple of yards on the play. Excuse me, number 20, Denzel Simmons.
Looks like another 3rd and long.
Yeah, Portageville not getting much time off the clock as they're running this hurry up. And Wallace, once again from the shotgun, is going to change the play. And he's back to pass, and he rolls out to his right. He's got an open receiver, number 4, Ben Story. He's going to be right about first down, and it looks like we've got a penalty against the Red Devils. Looks like a late hit out of bounds. So
defender just getting a little over aggressive there. Ben was really good to go to the ball, and Bryce put it out there. Only his guy could catch it. Ben did a good job. It looks like it's going to be close as far as the first down anyway. And you tack on this penalty.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be at the end of the play. It's going to be a good first down.
See. Had a little technical, though. Yeah, I had a glare there on the window, and I wasn't getting to see the ball game too good. We've got that taken care of.
Well,
Our fine gentleman here from YHC. So that's 4 key penalties now against Chaffee, and as we're back to action.
That's a good quick pitch out there. You just couldn't break free from the outside there.
Yeah. Looks like, you know, with Portageville going out of that hurry up, it looks like they might be catching Chaffee a little bit off guard with their mix of the run and the pass. And so
I already seen their linebackers over putting their hands on their hips. They're not used to this kind of pace, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're still got 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Like I said, though, it's probably 90 degrees now out there.
Right. Well, you can tell by those Portageville jerseys, there's lots of perspiration as Wallace is back to pass right over the middle, and it's a little high and lucky that wasn't picked off for his intended receiver, number 85, Darst. And Wallace was walloped back there in the backfield.
Yeah, he took a pretty good lick. I don't know if the confusion there was on the receiver running the correct pattern, or it was just trying to get rid of the ball because he seen the pressure coming.
Yeah.
Either way, he didn't take a sack, so turned out well.
Right. Wallace once again from the shotgun, and I hear a whistle.
You got officials timeout here.
Officials timeout. They'll turn it back on, and Wallace from the shotgun. He's going to roll out to his right. He has an open man. Ben Story, and the pass is complete once again. Right at that first down marker, so another first down for the Bulldogs.
We'll see if they're going to bring the chains across to measure this one.
Yeah, that was really close.
He says first down.
First down. So 2 minutes and 48 seconds. The Bulldogs on the move once again.
Chaffee coach going to have to make adjustment over on this side.
Wallace from the shotgun. He's back to pass, and he's got an open man right in the middle. Oh, I believe
pass.
That was awful close to a fumble.
That's an incomplete pass. He didn't have control of it.
Incomplete. Good observation there, Rodney.
They threw that right in between two of the linebackers, and they was right there on him. I think he felt the pressure.
For those of you that are not familiar with us, we didn't introduce yourself, but I'm Mike Wilson. Glad to be with you. And to my right is Mr. Rodney Ivy, and he's the man that knows the stats. He is the football guru of this box.
Oh, now.
Bryce Wallace from the shotgun. He is really, folks. I just call the play-by-play. It looks like Portageville is going to have to take a timeout due to some confusion on the play. So with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left, Chaffee 7, Portageville 6.
Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Swinger, and I'm so pleased that YHC TV will be carrying so many sporting events this year, both boys and girls. These events help with leadership, personality development, and I would like to wish all of our students and all of our schools a safe and successful year.
At Allen Christian in Dexter, you'll like the way we do business for many reasons.
We make the buying experience simple with a large selection of Buicks and GMCs to choose from.
We offer quality pre-owned vehicles priced to fit any budget. No gimmicks, guaranteed.
Shop us any day, anytime, here in Dexter or online at allenchristian.com.
We service what we sell with one of the most experienced service departments in the Heartland area. Selection, price, experience, family owned for over 53 years. Allen Christian Buick GMC, Dexter.
We welcome you back here to football here at the Vic Reeves Athletic Field, and it is brought to you by YHC TV. We thank them a whole lot for Mr. Rodney and I being hometown boys. We appreciate them a lot for coming over and getting these guys on TV. As Wallace is back to pass, and he airs it out. And Story!
It's good catch. He caught that ball.
And boy, he got a little space in between he and the receiver, and looks like Wallace has found him a go-to guy up that right side. Beautiful pass.
While Bryce and Ben have got it going on tonight, Bryce turned around the last second so the defender didn't know where the ball was because the defender was watching him. Perfect execution on that pass.
And it may sound premature, Rodney, but I'm seeing some chemistry between some of these receivers as Wallace hands off to 24, Daniel Allen, around the left side, and he's in the open field, and he is brought down about the 4 or 5 yard line. Big run around the left side for Daniel Allen.
No, he's on the goal line. We're like at the 1. He got on around there. I thought he was going to score.
Yeah.
If he hadn't grabbed him from behind, they would have scored. We got it on the 1.
I'm telling you, folks. I just call the play-by-play. And
just take care of the ball right here.
Exactly.
Don't do nothing silly. Don't try to get too fancy. Just do the basics.
Exactly. Wallace from the shotgun, and he's looking over in that left corner. It's thrown up, and
no catch.
Incomplete pass.
There's 2 defenders there. Looks like Estes and whoever number 40 is.
I believe that's Dannenmuller, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Yes, indeed. Zach Dannenmuller. Sure would like to see Portageville just pound that ball right up in there. Take 4 stabs at it. They're going to go around the left side. 24, Allen. Touchdown, Portageville. So with 2 minutes and 5 seconds, the Bulldogs strike again, and good mix once again, Rodney, of passing and run for the Bulldogs, and
very positive for the Bulldog team. This game here is the first time we have scored in 4 games. This is the fourth game. We had 3 blanks before and finally come over here and scored. So boys got to really feel good about themselves. Going to try for 2 here.
They're going to do a direct snap to Deion Foster, and he's going to take it right into the end zone.
Great job.
Yes, it was. That's a big 2-point conversion as they came up short on the first.
14-7, 2:05 first quarter.
Once again, we'd like to take time to thank our sponsors. If you need parts, stop by Delta Auto Parts and Salvage on Highway 61 North in Portageville. They specialize in domestic car and light truck parts. Go to deltaautoparts.com for parts information.
We have to say, this has been a really good game. It kind of got a few mistakes down there on the goal line for Chaffee and Portageville, but the rest of the game's been played pretty well. I mean, we've had, looks like 6 penalties the whole game.
Well, it's like you said a while ago, Rodney. Portageville, other than the Kabul game, got punished in the districts last year. Ended the season on a really bad note. Some of these upperclassmen coming in there last year, and I know they're eager to leave their mark here at Portageville, and this is a complete turnaround from last week. I mean, just the basic fundamentals. Not that Chaffee is a lesser opponent. Very good football team. But Portageville just playing way better football as we've got a penalty on the kickoff.
Looked like somebody probably went across the line too soon.
Well, I'm getting too excited seeing Portageville score, Rodney. I'm not even keeping up with the play-by-play, but we're going to get it gathered back up here.
Well, I shouldn't said we've been good
well, hey,
on penalties and turn around and get a big penalty on a kickoff.
We just want to give you folks at home, we just don't want to bring you this live broadcast. We want you to understand a little history and maybe get you familiar with some of the kids on both sides of the ball. Hopefully some of the people out in the surrounding area, some Chaffee fans, are able to watch this broadcast YHC has been able to put on for us. Here we're lining up for the kick.
Another nice kick.
Good kick. Going to get it back about the 25. They're going to pick it up. They're going to go up that right side.
He broke loose.
He's got some room.
Excellent run by Chaffee.
Good run. So, Rodney, with a 14-7 score, really the only sloppiness that I've seen is on special teams. Bad snaps, penalties down there for Chaffee on the goal line. Some players not staying in their lane. I mean, Chaffee's had good run backs on both kickoffs from Portageville so far. So
that there was like 25-yard gain. They got to stop that.
Yeah.
You got to stay in your lane and quit trying to grab the top and get a hold of the guy.
Right.
Trying to grab him by his shoulder pads ain't going to get it done.
Number 12, Jan, comes under center for the Red Devils. He's back to pass, and he's looking down that right side. Boy, he airs it out, and it is incomplete.
Well defended by Deion.
Yes, it was.
He did excellent time. He watched the offensive guy when the receiver turned around. You seen him turn around. He found the ball and knocked it down.
It looks like those corners and that safety is going to have to play it close to the vest for Portageville because this Jan fella, he's got an arm on him, and if he gets to connect, and I think they can take it deep on us.
I noticed that time Chaffee has showed their first adjustment. 31 to come out of the backfield and block Ethan on the end has been causing the quarterback to have all those problems on passing plays.
The guru. Number 12, Jan, under center. And he fakes the handoff, and he's going out to the right. Boy, he is a big-time leg. You get a number on that?
I don't know. Look like the Portageville player's still down.
Boy, that was a
That's
leg.
Deion Sanders, number 7.
Yeah, Deion has trouble with a bad shoulder, and it looked like he led with that thing going in there. Hopefully he's just a little shaken up. Looks like his helmet's come off, and we've got a trainer and the coaches going out to tend to him. So hopefully he's just a little shaken up. I mean, you like to see good aggressive play, but we don't want to see any of these kids to get hurt. Once again, we thank some of our fine sponsors, and boy, we've got a big list of them, and that's great. Dr. James Deere Dentistry at 205 East 4th in Portageville. Dr. Deere has been serving Portageville and the surrounding area since 1995 and has a newly remodeled facility. All porcelain crown and bridge work is metal-free, and tooth-colored composite fillings are now available. Dr. Deere's office offers payment options through Care Credit for patients to finance treatment. To schedule an appointment, call Dr. James Deere at 573-379-5407. We'd also like to send a shout out to Ag Distributors in Portageville. They're located at Highway 61 South, on Highway T. The 780i agronomy locations offer seed, fertilizer, crop production products, and custom application services. Stop by the Portageville Farm and Home Store also for a large selection of home, lawn and garden supplies, hardware, and clothing. Go to 80iagronomy.com or call 573-379-3816.
Well, Dion's up walking around. He's coming over to the sideline. Hopefully he won't be out for the whole game because that's going to be a big loss.
Well, and it doesn't look like he's dragging that shoulder too much. That's something that's ailed him throughout his career. But he's a heck of a young talent. He's not the biggest guy on the team, but, buddy, he'll load up and bring it to you. As Chaffee is right at midfield, we'll call it. And Jan's going to go under center, one lone back. 40 Danamuller out in motion. Boy, he's got pressure, and he is back there.
Screen pass.
Oh, it's a screen, and they get it off.
That was a good screen. That shows another adjustment Chaffee's made to go ahead and let those defenders crash in on the quarterback, and he just tossed it right over top of them.
Yeah, real good adjustment by the Red Devils. They fooled me on that one. I thought they had him sacked in the backfield, and so they throw the screen and pick up of about 15 yards with 1 minute and 35 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs lead 14-7.
That's a big play for Chaffee. That's 3rd and 9.
Good call by that offensive coordinator for the Red Devils. Number 12, Jan, will come under center. One long back, 3 wideouts. He's going to pitch it to number 40, Danamuller, and he's got some room out around that right side. And he's run out of bounds after a gain of close to 10. So Chaffee, once again, keeping a good mix of pass and run and keeping the Bulldogs a little off balance.
They've had a good drive right through here.
Number 12, Jan, will bring the Red Devils once again to the line as he goes under center, and he's going to hand it off right up the left side, and he's got room. It looked like Estes right up that left side. He powers up for about 6 or 7.
Jansen Doris come up and made contact, but like I said, he done got 10 yards down the field.
Well, this has been a fast-paced game, a lot of yardage racked up, and it's just hot. It's humid out there, But, I mean, you can just see it in Portageville's demeanor. I mean, I haven't been able to see Chaffee play this year. Evidently had a great performance last week. But, I don't care how good a shape you're in. When it's this hot, it makes it tough. Number 12, Jan, comes under center. We've got movement on that right side.
Let's see who they're going to give this one to. Look like the men go either way. Way the officials stand, looks like they're going to walk it off on.
Looks like it's going to be against Portageville.
That's tough.
Once again, down there.
Another mistake.
Getting down close to that red zone, and Portageville just not able to close the deal. A 5-yard walk-off is going to bring up a 1st down and 5 for the Red Devils.
I think the Red Devils just let the clock run out and go over and take a break and talk to the coach about what plays they're going to run next.
Yeah, they kind of squandered their last attempt, and then Portageville botched that snap and were able to score on that. So I'm sure they want to produce down here. It's the second time they've been knocking on the door of Portageville, so the coaches want to make sure they get it right as we're going to move from the east end to the west end.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding. And even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
Here at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet in Malden, we've got a great selection of new Chevy and GMC trucks. Some discounted up to $9,500.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
How about this GMC short bed four-wheel drive, loaded up with chrome accessories for only $24,900.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
So hurry on over to Lincoln Lacey in Malden before they're all sold.
Come on out to Lincoln Lacey in Malden.
We welcome you back here to the Vic Reeves Athletic Field where the Portageville Bulldogs are hosting the Chaffee Red Devils, and we're bringing it to you live here on YHC TV.
That was the end of the first quarter. Portageville leads at 14-7, but Chaffee's right down with inside the 10. Looks like it's going to be first and goal for them. Portageville defense going to really have to step it up here.
Yes, indeed they are. Number 12, Jan's going to bring the Red Devils up to the line of scrimmage. Back in that wishbone formation. The snap, the handoff is up the right side. And he pushes on through.
Touchdown, Chaffee.
Touchdown, Chaffee. So with 5 seconds off the clock here in this second quarter, the Chaffee Red Devils strike, and this is a big field goal for the Red Devils as Portageville went for 2 on their last score. We're successful, so looks like Jan will do the kicking duties, and he gets it through the uprights, and we're all knotted up. Snap, hold, kick, and it's good. It looks like no.
Off to the right.
Off to the right. He put a good leg on it. And I was just fixing to say, Mr. Rodney, at 14-14, I hope this doesn't come down to a kicking contest because that guy's got a boot on him, and we don't. So.
Well, like I said, he's running all the duties for his kickoff. Look like kicking extra points, so he might get tired towards the end.
That's right. Once again, we'll thank our fine sponsors. We'll send a shout out to Butler Drug on Main Street in Portageville. It's your local full-service pharmacy. They also include gifts and jewelry. Dr. Trey Rohn has been serving the area for many years and providing your prescription solution. Butler Drug Store at 222 East Main in Portageville, where you can call at 379-5469 as we're back to action. And here come the Mosquitoes.
Yeah, welcome the Mosquitoes to the booth.
You know, Mr. Rodney, as I've known you for many years, and you're a conservation agent, don't you work closely with some of those guys that figure out how to do something with those confounded things? My wife was just here and offered us some off, and I'm like, no, I don't need it. And we give a few props to our sponsors, and here they come. Number 12, kick off, a good kick. Number 20, Denzel Simmons, he bobbles it, but he picks it up. A few stutter steps, and he's brought together real good.
Out to the 33. Well, what they tell me when the Mosquitoes get real bad like that, stand to somebody that's real large, Mike.
I'm putting off a lot of body heat, aren't I, Mr.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm big boy too, but
See, I told you he's a guru. I mean, he's on top of everything. Now it's my fault we're being infested. I know how the Heartland Football Friday guy felt last week up at New Madrid. It was a swarm.
He was miserable. Bryce
number 16
out.
Wallace out the pass. Number 4 Ben Story.
He
breaks the tackle, gets it back about to the line of scrimmage. You know, something I've noticed, Rodney, with these Portageville receivers is they don't wait want the ball to come to them. They make some plays. They're going after some of those passes a little bit offline, and that really helps out your quarterback. It's number 16 Wallace, and we've got a flag, and it's a pitch to number 24.
I'd probably say that one of our guys didn't get set, but they hiked the ball, so that probably declined, and they'll probably take the play.
Fine observation. Oh, yeah. Our fine boss, Mr. Tyler Wagner with the YHC, has found us some off. Now, Rodney, as I would think, I'm the biggest guy. You said I'm attracting them, so aren't you spraying me? There you go. There you go. You missed the spot there.
They got to eat, too.
Yeah. This is a smorgasbord here. All right.
The buffet.
I think the boss just swallowed one. He's probably laughing at Rodney's jokes about me. All right, we're back to action here. Number 16 Wallace from the shotgun. He's back to pass. Passes number 85 Jansen Darst.
Another good pass by Bryce.
Yes,
Jansen
it was.
just couldn't hang on to it. Looked like it's 3rd and 20. That would at least cut it in half there.
3rd and 20, and Portageville not in the most opportune place to be punting. We remember what happened last time they lined up to punt. They wound up with Chaffee taking over on the 1-yard line. Snap, pump fake. He's going to take it deep down that right side, and it is incomplete.
I got a flag here. Probably going to be a hold. Takes that long to develop.
We don't see the quarterback laying flat with the back, so it's not a roughing the passer.
That's a hold.
And that's going to put Portageville in a little bit deeper of a hole to have to punt with a 4th and 20. The key here is going to be the snap. Portageville is going to have to get a good, clean snap, or they just can't afford to give Chaffee that good field position like they did earlier. Like they're bringing in the punt team.
Let Charlie Montgomery back to receive again.
He stands right at midfield. Wallace will be punting from the 15. Good low drive and kick. And, boy, it takes a great bounce. Great bounce. Much better execution from the Bulldogs on special teams. As the punter's going to be able to down it, and Chaffee's going to start at about the 40.
Montgomery's thinking about picking that up, and he's seen Jacob Cook hustling down the field, so he decided to let it go.
Yeah.
So it's a good job of Jacob. Well, it's time for the defense to step up. The offense done their job. Let's see the defense hold them.
Yeah. Looks like number 7, Deion Foster's made it back into the game for the Bulldogs after he left a little bit early with an injury. So we're glad to see him back out there. And Jan's going to come under center for the Red Devils. Number 40, Dannemuller, split out wide right. The man in motion. It's going to be a pitch to Estes out around that right side. And he breaks the tackle. Excuse me, that's number 40, Dannemuller. That was number 30. That's number 48, excuse me. His jersey's a little bit wrinkled up, so.
Tyson Estes,
excuse me. Nonetheless, a good gain of enough for a first down for the Red Devils as they bring the ball out to midfield. Bring up a first down and 10 from the 49.5.
Got 10:40 to go in the second quarter.
John will bring the Red Devils to under center. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and he gets through that original line and a gain of about 6.
Like they run a trap right on that one, trying to confuse the defense.
Yeah. Number 32, Trevor Cannon. He lowered his head. Pick up of about 5 for the Red Devils. Number 12, Jan, comes to the center.
Oh, good job.
Oh, boy, they're in the backfield.
Ethan
and
White.
Number
Ethan White, 63.
63, Ethan White. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon coming through there.
He's lucky that Chaffee didn't fumble the ball there because he hit it about time he got it, and sometimes that's enough to cause a fumble.
That's right. So, boy, Rodney, you know this has got to be a huge relief for the kids and everybody. You know, last week being a rough week, and man, these kids, the resilience to come out here and play, and not to mention, it's just great to watch 2 schools of young student athletes that can come out here and put on a contest. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing on Friday night.
Chaffee calls timeout.
The Sports Roundtable represents one of our great traditions here in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, and that's high school athletics. And nobody promotes it better than us here at YHC. What's new with the Roundtable this year? We're looking to add representatives from our local colleges, Southeast Missouri State, Arkansas State, and Three Rivers, to give us the inside scoop on local college athletics in our area. The Roundtable was designed to give local viewers in-depth analysis about teams and sports in our area, and we're geared up to go once again every Saturday morning live at 10 a.m.
Once again, we'd like to thank our fine sponsors, Ellington Insurance in Portageville, for all of your insurance needs. Ellington's offers a chance to win a 25-quart Yeti Rolly. Go to their Facebook page online and like them for a chance to win Ellington Insurance in Portageville. Visit the website at ellingtoninsurance.com. And once again, my fine conservation friend has informed me that if I'll bring the fan up close, it'll blow some of these mosquitoes off this smorgasbord once again. As we're back to action. 3rd and 11 for the Red Devils, right at midfield.
And shotgun, low snap, it's a throw.
And it is
well defended.
Very well defended by the Bulldogs.
Number 24.
And a good, strong pass. I'll tell you what, if Chaffee's receivers can get a step on them, Jan has got the arm to get it down there. And we're going to see another arm coming up when we catch Malden with that Murphy kid, Tanner Murphy.
Tanny Murphy.
Last year. So maybe Portageville picking up on this pass defense, and big stop for the Bulldogs as they hold Chaffee at midfield to a 4th and 9. So number 12, Jan, back to punt it away. Number 7, Dion Foster, back to receive. He stands on the 15. Good snap, punt.
Nice
high
punt. kick.
Watch it, Dion. Watch it. Attaboy.
Takes a Portageville bounce.
Yeah.
Number 20
About-
comes in and grabs it before it goes any further back upfield.
So Portageville will take over 1st and 10 from the 20.
That was a good stand by the defense. Was looking for that, and we got it.
Yes, it was.
Got 8 minutes and 55 seconds, 2nd quarter. It's 14 Portageville, 13 Chaffee.
Tell you what, it's been a good, fun contest, good, clean contest to watch. And Bryce Wallace from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off around the left side. Number 24, Daniel Allen. He cuts it back up. The gain of about 5.
Keep running like that. We're going to call Daniel the Diesel.
Daniel the Diesel.
Because he was driving them legs and driving them arms, cut back. He's running with power. You're going to have to get both hands on him and bring him down.
Daniel, as I've been informed by my son, is a young man of many nicknames. Number 16, Wallace from the shotgun. He's going to change the play up. Portageville going to all the players I notice have these wristbands, so
Denzel Simmons up the
20,
middle.
Denzel Simmons, he cuts it around the left side, and he's still on his feet. Cuts it back across to the middle, and he's still on his feet to the 45. Big run by Denzel Simmons. We're going to call that a gain of about 30.
Excellent run. You notice when he started getting contact, he put both hands on the ball, wrapped up, because Chaffee was looking to strip that ball.
Yeah.
He kept his feet moving. That's why he kept
and Daniel,
gaining yards.
He must be taking lessons from Daniel the Diesel, because he had them legs churning too.
Bryce will look to pass here. Probably quick pass out to the right. There it goes.
Number 16 Wallace out to number 7 Deion Foster. He's going to cut it back across midfield. Gets a few blocks. Big block. And it's
he
not
didn't get
going
back to the line of scrimmage, but he tried.
Yeah.
Block in the back against Portageville.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looked like it may have come from the quarterback, and he was just trying to help his guys out, but nonetheless, it's going to cost the Bulldogs.
Well, the officials got to take care of that. When you cut the ball back on a broken play, that's when the players can really get hurt. So they need to make sure you get that helmet out in front of the shoulder and make a good, clean block, because otherwise you can injure someone real bad.
That's exactly right.
So if it's close, they're going to bring out the yellow flag. We're back to pretty good ways now.
Be a 1st and 25 for the Bulldogs as Wallace is out of the shotgun. And he looks to his left. The pass complete to number 85, Jansen Darts. And
good power run.
He's going to pick up a couple of 3 on the play.
And I didn't think he was going to make that out. He put his head down and gained a few.
Well, each completed pass, Rodney, it's got to be given. That sophomore quarterback more and more confidence, giving the receivers confidence. And Chaffee's holding firm here. And Wallace back to pass. And it's incomplete to number 4, Ben Story.
I think Ben heard a few footsteps on that one. The receiver was coming pretty hard.
Going to bring up, it'll still be, 3rd and 22 for the Bulldogs. Looks like we're going to have an official's timeout. Looks like for a spot of the ball.
About 1 yard off.
Going to move us back about a yard. Wallace from the shotgun. Got 3 wideouts to his left. Allen to his right in the backfield. The handoff's going to be to Allen. He's going to come around the left side. Pick up 5, reach 10, cross the 50. Gets it out to about the 45-yard line before he's met by a host of Red Devils, led by number 32, Tyson Estes.
Well, if we can get a good punt off here, it's going to help for his field position.
Yes.
Even though you didn't get a first down, at least they got back to the original line of scrimmage pretty close, about with 1 yard. So
that's right. That was number 32, Trevor Cannon, on the stop. The Bulldogs, Wallace will going to punt it away from the 40. Good snap. Good punt. And he drives the Jan back, and he picks it, and he's
good field,
right
open
there.
Field tackle.
Good open field
Hunter
tackle.
Ivy and 21.
Number 50, Hunter Ivy. And number 21, I believe, is Hunter Cook. We got a.
Yeah, it looked like Hunter Cook the way he's running.
Yeah. We got some hunters went out and done a little hunting. It paid off for the Bulldogs as they're going to pin Chaffee back. And about the deepest hole Chaffee's been in. It looks like Chaffee's going to take a timeout with 6:24 here in the second quarter.
I think this
Portageville
here
leads
is
Chaffee
the
14-13.
hydration break.
Once again, we'd like to say thanks to our sponsors, A-Plus Family Clinic. Portageville has been serving this area with medical services with great quality and service. Visit them at 203 East 3rd or call 379-2100 for an appointment or information. A-Plus Family Clinic in Portageville for local medical solutions.
You didn't know you'd come to the ball game tonight to give blood, did you?
Another fine observation by the guru.
Well, I think this here is a hydration break, so the kids get them drinking water. With the heat, officials will call a timeout and let them take a break and make sure everybody's getting enough time to get liquids in them.
It could be speculation, but it could be an off break. They may be spraying the kids down. I think there's enough mosquitoes go around for everybody. You know, I've lived here for 38 years, which you're a little older than me. I had to get one punch shot in. And we have mosquitoes every year, but yet we just continue to complain, and they still don't go away.
I think with all the flooding we had, all that rain, really gave a good hatch this year. So
once again, the guru comes through. All right, Chaffee will take over about the 10.
6:24.
About 90 yards from pay dirt, but they've been able to move the ball at will. So it's a handoff up the left side. Going to pick up about 5 on the play.
It looked like Landon DeLille was in on that tackle.
Number 44, DeLille, in on the tackle.
And it looked like Wilson.
Looks like number 78, Wilson's in at nose tackle for the Bulldogs. Once again, Jan will bring the Red Devils up to the line. He comes under center, and he's going to pitch it out to the left side. It looks like to Estes, and he's going to be run out of bounds. It looks like no pickup on the play.
Is that Ethan White again? I couldn't tell. Who
Yes, it was.
Him in 27.
Yeah. And for you folks at home, if you'll bear with us, when they get to these opposite end of the fields, it's kind of, as Mr. Rodney and I are aging, it's a little bit harder to, or it is for me, or maybe the mosquitoes in my eyes to see the numbers. But anyway, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast here on YHC, because we're enjoying bringing it to you.
It's a big play for Chaffee. 3rd and 10. They need to get at least half this.
Yeah.
Or all of it, because they're going to have to punt.
Number 12, Jan. He's going to pitch it out right, and he's going to dive forward. Looks like Dannenmuller for a gain of about 2. So Chaffee's going to be pinned down in a hole here as the Bulldogs are going to force a punt.
It looked like that was Hunter Ivey and Landon DeLille again.
Yeah. You know, Rodney, maybe tonight's night this team, some young, some upperclassmen, maybe they can build a chemistry and, you know, progress throughout the year. This is literally an about face from last week. Just watching here in the first half. There's the punt. And it's going to come out to about the 40. And Deion Foster, you could almost see it coming, Rodney, when he didn't get out of the way. You know, the Bulldogs were going to get good field position. They were going to take it at about the 45. That's just one of them that, you know, you just have to teach them in practice. You've got to get away from that.
I guarantee you Jones has taught him that.
Yeah.
He's going to hear it when he comes to the sideline.
Yeah.
You bet that. Just let that ball go. There's no need to do that fancy stuff. I mean, he's seen Tevin Walker do that so many times. He's thinking, I can do that too. But, you know, you got to have really good hands and be concentrating on the ball. It looked like at the last minute he took his eye off the ball.
Right. Well, with Deion still being in there, he just needs to forget about that. And the Bulldogs right back on defense are going to have to mount a hold as Jan is going to go back to pass. And he's got an open man wide open. And it's caught. And they're going to get it down to about the 20. So, boy, you hate to see that for Portageville. Chaffee capitalized on it real quick. Quick strike after a couple of big plays have really cost the Bulldogs the bad snap and just special teams like we talked about earlier.
It's just like you said, if John had an open receiver, looked like Montgomery got down the field, got a little bit of space, and he laid it right in there for him. He was lucky the Bulldogs caught up to him.
Well, the Bulldogs just come off of a long stand on defense, and they had to go right back out. Didn't give much room to catch a breather, so this Bulldog defense is going to have to step it up. If they're going to go around the right side, there's going to be a gain of about 5. Looks like number 40, Dannenmuller, up that right side. He fires his way for about 5-yard line. He's going to get it down to about the 10.
Another nice gain. I notice they're trying to split and bring outside linebacker Hunter out, then he's running right in between them there. So One time number 50 called up to him, he'd already gained 7 yards. Setting the same set. High formation.
John comes under center. Pitches out to his left. Number 40, Dannenmuller, and he cuts it back up to the middle, and he's going to get it down to about the 2 or 3. Yes, it is. Excuse me, folks. That's number 48, Tyson Estes. When that 8 gets wrinkled up on that jersey, it's hard to distinguish.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Boys start sweating. First and goal here.
John comes under center. He's going to go straight up the middle.
Bulldogs stopped him there. Gain of 0 to bring up 2nd and 5.
It's like a host of tacklers in on that. Number 78, Lawton Wilson, along with number 25, Moore, and it looked like Young and Cook. So this would be a huge stand, and what was really bad on that punt, Rodney, you had to go back to it, but the Bulldog had the clock on their side. They had enough time. They could have controlled the clock and took a lead or possibly scored into halftime, but they've got it on the shoulders of this defense now, and it looks like the quarterback's going to go right up the middle.
Chaffee.
Touchdown, Chaffee. With 1:58, Chaffee strikes again. As unfortunate as it is, Rodney, 2 big special team mistakes by the Bulldogs have literally given Chaffee their opportunities to score because the Bulldog defense is held and the special teams will just let them down a couple of times. But nonetheless, we have got us a ball game here, 19-14. Once again, we'd like to take time to thank our sponsors, Crop Production Services, one of the largest distribution network of agriculture products and services in southeast Missouri. CPS provides services including soil sampling and mapping, fall fertilizer and lime, custom application services, wheat seed and chemicals, and Dynagrow seed and LPI nutritional products. CPS has a knowledgeable staff providing agronomic solutions for all your remaining fall needs, or to plan your spring, see Crop Production Services.
This brings back members of Kennett, doesn't it? Scoring right before half, the game being real close. You let them score like that right before halftime, they take the momentum in.
Yeah.
We're going to do something big on the kickoff and try to even the score back up.
So it looks like Chaffee's going to line up in the 2-point formation. They're going for 2. John's back to pass, and he's got pressure, and intercepted.
That's it. They blow it dead whenever
they blow it dead. So another big stand for the Bulldogs will keep this at a 5-point game. As the Chaffee Red Devils lead the Portageville Bulldogs 19-14 with 1:58 left
Hunter
in the second quarter.
He's seen 2 points, didn't he, on that?
Yeah.
He's going to try and run all the way.
Well, Rodney, and not to make any excuses for the Bulldogs, but it's like you talked about earlier. They had a hard-hitting practice. They focused on some fundamentals and just getting some aggression out, and maybe they're lacking a little bit on special teams. Maybe it's something they could sharpen up next week. I mean, their physical play, their fundamentals, just their desire to be in this ball game is way far in comparison to where it was at Portageville. So hopefully each week will be a building process for these guys.
Well, all the coaches struggle with that. Turnovers and special team mistakes are killers. I mean, they'll take you right out of the ball game.
Yeah.
Your kids can play their hearts out, and then you start having those kind of mistakes, or those turnovers and little mistakes special team. It just puts you on a rope. Your defense has to play out in the field too much. And
right. Well, and it's just that discipline factor. A guy sees an opportunity possibly to bust a big play, and as many times as he's heard the coach say, if you can't get a 15-yard gap to run that thing back, just let it go. So Chaffee's going to kick off the Portageville short kick, and it's going to be covered by number 22 for the Bulldogs, Julian Nolan. The Bulldogs will take over at about the 30.
Chaffee didn't want to kick it deep that time. They want to keep it up to these other receivers that might not be as quick with speed. Right. They know that the clock's on their side.
Well, and we're seeing a lot of patience from the Chaffee players and the coaches. They're just not showing any panic. They're sticking to their game plan, and they're capitalizing on Portageville's turnovers. As we're going to have a pass out to number 24. Little halfback pass out to Daniel Allen is not going to prove much for the Bulldogs.
Clock's going to keep running with 1:44. Really got to appreciate them Portageville cheerleaders and the Chaffee cheerleaders out here fighting the mosquitoes. And
yes, they are. And a lot of spirit here at the complex tonight. As Daniel Allen's going to come up the left side, and that Diesel turning them legs. He gets it out close to a first down.
Better look out, here comes the Diesel.
Yeah, how's Portageville on timeouts? Rodney? The clock management could be crucial here if they could.
I think they used one earlier, but I'm not sure.
The number 16 Wallace from the shotgun. He's going to hand off to number 24 Allen, and he breaks a couple of tackles, going to get it back about to the line of scrimmage.
Number 64 got a hand on there, and he couldn't get away from it.
Yep. Number 64.
That's a first down.
Dustin Worley.
So
the Red Devils
start as soon as they set the chain. $50 seconds.
Chaffee kind of showing a little bit of prevent defense. We got a pass out of flat number 20, Denzel Simmons. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's still on his feet. You'd like to see him if he could have got that out of bounds. It looks like the clock stopped to move the chains.
This is where the spread offense helps. Of course, Bryce got to get his guys and tell them to get down there and get set. Let's get ready to go. As soon as those chains get set, they're going to start the clock.
Hey, that young sophomore show some leadership as he's back to pass, and he's going to air it out down the right side. He's got a man wide open. Oh, and he dropped it. Oh, man, he laid it right in the bread basket. That was number 4, Ben Story.
I think he was thinking about running before he caught it, but
yeah.
Hey, he's a young kid. He's going to learn.
Those lights are bright. But hey, we're seeing a lot of positives out of this Portageville program.
Well, it looked like they got a penalty on Chaffee, and I didn't catch exactly what it was.
32 seconds. Portageville trails the Chaffee Red Devils by 5 as they come up to the line of scrimmage from the 35. Wallace shotgun. He's back to pass. He's going to air it out, and boy, that pass was kind of dangerous.
Defended very well, but
we've got 40. A flag, and it's going to be a hold against the Bulldogs. It's going to bring up a third down and about 10 probably for the Bulldogs. bring up about 3rd and 12.
Chaffee's really putting the pressure on. They're bringing everybody.
Yeah.
Except for about 4 in the back. Almost in a prevent defense here.
Yeah, they've almost got to. They know Portageville's been in the shotgun all night, and they're going to air it out if they get the opportunity with 26 seconds remaining in the half as Wallace is back to pass. And he dropped the football. And Chaffee has picked it up and is going to return it to about the 15-yard line. So tried to make a little bit too much out of that one, and this is not what the Bulldogs wanted going into the half, Rodney.
No, they got on the 15. I almost said that with it being that close, but it was still second down, you take a knee because there's plenty of time to run the clock off. Because I only think Chaffee had 1 timeout. But, you got to go for it sometimes because you're behind. You don't want to go in if you still have an opportunity to score.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they've got some things to build on at halftime. Coach Johnson can do some instructing and pass along the knowledge he's got from this Chaffee. In the first half here is Jan is rolling out to his right to pass, and he's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Chaffee. Beautiful pass.
Right
Beautiful
money.
pass. So
8 seconds left.
8 seconds left, and we're seeing how potent this Chaffee offense can be. Unfortunately, Portageville is the one giving them the opportunity to do it. Portageville controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the clock, some special teams, and fumble there by the quarterback, and Chaffee going to stretch this thing out. Could be 12 points going here into the half. So snap, and it's going to be blocked. Snap, never a good snap. Weren't able to get it off. So with 8 seconds left in the half, the Chaffee Red Devils lead the Portageville Bulldogs 25-14. Well, Rodney, hey, we still got a half of football to go. You hate to see a well-fought contest like that, but just a couple of plays that cost the Portageville Hughes. And as I was talking about a while ago, that patience that Chaffee's showing, it's like they're just sitting there waiting for Portageville to make a mistake, and Portageville's holding them on defense, and then it's the special teams or something like there. As you said a while ago, Portageville might have been better off taking a knee going into the half with a 5-point deficit. And
well, you hate to leave seconds on the board and you think you got a chance to score, but when you go in, that's easy second guess. But I was sitting there thinking it, but I'd went for it too. You think about things like that, but
yeah. Here's the kick. It'll be a short kick, going to be taken by number 20. Denzel Simmons, and he's up the left side. Denzel Simmons with 2 seconds left on the clock. He gets it out to about the 45. So looks like Portageville's found something they got. If they're going to, Chaffee's going to kick it short. They got the right man there. Denzel's racked up about 60 yards on the last 2 returns on the kickoff. So with 2 seconds left, let's see what Portageville elects to do here from the 45. Number 16, Wallace from the shotgun. He's back to pass, and he's going to throw it out incomplete. So at the end of the first half, the Chaffee Red Devils 25, the Portageville Bulldogs 14.
You see what Chaffee done? They scored and opportunities on a turnover. They scored, and then on that punt that's mishandled down there, they scored. So they got 2 of the scores off our mistake.
Well, and it almost makes you wonder, Rodney, if their morale of the Bulldogs was getting a little down because they were holding them on their possessions. But once they would get to that special teams and then they would have a blunder, it's like Chaffee just capitalized on it like it was nothing. A couple of plays, two different instances, and they just score right after the turnover. So, you know, you just got to wonder maybe if it's a matter of confidence. We'll be right back.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
We welcome you back to the Vickery's Athletic Field for the second half of action with about 3 minutes left to go at halftime.
Well, we had some things to smile about and some not to smile about. But
well, you know, number one, the kids needed that. Last week just wasn't any fun up for it all. They had a tough week practice. They've learned some things. I mean, the contact is much better. Tackling is much better. Special teams is really what brought Chaffee. Not to say that Chaffee wasn't going to stay in this ballgame, but they were patient. They waited on opportunities, and they capitalized on those opportunities. Now it's just a matter, is Portageville going to be able to come back? You know, my answer is if they play like they did in the first half and clean up a few mistakes, yes, they can. And, I mean, I think we're going to be in for a heck of a contest this second half.
Well, if you look at it, like I said, it's just two really key mistakes that the Bulldogs made during the first half. And I'm sure Coach Jones is addressing that now with the players about, you know, you can't take no plays off, and you got to stay within yourself. You can't try to do more than your ability because you always get your teammates in trouble, and you end up down a touchdown. And here we are down 2. But, hey, that's not too much that the Dogs can't overcome because we see some life on the kickoffs. We see a really good running game. Our defense every once just starts playing strong. The passing game that Chaffee has started, open it up a little bit again, and they've been able to move the ball.
Right.
And Jones knows, I'm sure they're talking to kids, you know, stay on that receiver. Stay on him. Get on him. Stay on him. Don't let him out. Don't let him get away from you no matter what it takes.
Well, and as I alluded to earlier, I think this will be a defining moment for these guys to build some chemistry together. And in that locker room say, look, guys, the coach is aside. Let him coach us. Now, look, we're in this together. We practice hard. We've turned this thing around from last week. We're in this thing. Let's stay in it, and let's build off this. So, you know, hopefully, I think this could be a defining moment for this program. And in so much as how the rest of their season goes.
Well, the coach has got to be proud of the way Bryce Wallace has played.
Yes.
I mean, for a sophomore coming in with this kind of pressure on him to lead these Bulldogs, and he has done an excellent job. Yeah. He's hit some receivers right in the hand. They've dropped the ball.
Right.
And sometimes that made a difference whether Chaffee gets the ball back and then gave us more game possession times where they can't score. You know, yeah, he made a mistake when he let the ball and fumbled the ball, but, hey, that's going to happen. That's going to happen with any quarterback. But if he keeps his composure like he's doing, and continue to make good passes, good things going to happen for the Bulldogs.
Yes. Well, and just like you said, he showed some great composure. And, you know, something that I've noticed that the Bulldogs have corrected in a huge way from last year is clock management. They're not having delay games. So you've got a sophomore quarterback out there that has got a grasp on how to run this offense at game speed and execute the plays. And you know, I'm honestly am totally excited about this second half just to see how these boys come together and how they close this thing out.
Well, you've seen a great performance from Ethan White on defense.
Yes.
I mean, he come across, he's put pressure on Jan, and Jan has stepped up. He's taken that pressure and made some excellent passes. And number 48, Tyson Estes, he's doing a great job carrying the ball. It looked like there towards the end of the half he was starting to get a little tired. But, hey, that kid's a ball player, and they're going to control them too.
That's exactly right. We'll be back for your second half kickoff. We'd like to send a shout out to one of our great sponsors, Crop Production Services, one of the largest distribution network of agriculture products and services in southeast Missouri. CPS provides services including soil sampling and mapping, fall fertilizer, line, custom application services, wheat and seed chemicals, and Dynagrow seed and LPI nutritional products. Crop Production Services has a knowledgeable staff providing agronomic solutions for all your remaining fall needs, or to plan your spring, see Crop Production Services. Looks like the captains meeting at midfield, number 50, Hunter Ivy, and number 85, Jansen Darst. Number 71 for the Red Devils, along with number 73, and I believe number 48. Looks like Chaffee is going to receive the opening kickoff.
Yeah, that's what one of the disappointment was whenever they went into halftime. You knew that they was going to receive the ball because we won the toss and decided to receive the ball first quarter. So when they come out here in the third quarter, they're going to get the ball. So, yeah, they went in and scored, left just a few seconds on the clock. Perfect, just what they want. They're going to come right back out, put our defense on the field.
Well, and on the other side of the ball, Portageville is going to have to stand up because they're only down by 11. But, you know, the last thing they want is a quick strike from Chaffee, be down, 18, 19 points just right here early on. So we need a big stand. We'd like to send some props out to the Chain Gang. Derek Samples and a feller by the name, I think he goes with Michael Prince and Jarrett John Warren. Those guys are a big help to us, and looks like they're getting gathered up. And thanks to all the grounds crew here at Portageville, the concession stand workers, and everybody making this thing possible, and most of all YHC for coming over and giving us their services. Good kick, good deep kick will send the return man back to about the 10. He's going to bring it straight up the middle. The Bulldogs will force him out to the outside, and he's going to have a big return. Going to get it out to about the 35. As the Red Devils will take over 1st and 10. Here we go, Rodney. Every down, every play is crucial from here on out. See what type of adjustments the Bulldogs were able to make at half, which saw a lot of improvements over last week for the Bulldogs. Just need to sharpen up that special teams, make some good decisions, and most of all, they need a good defensive stand to open up. It'll be a handoff up the right side.
Good tackle on 27 and 25.
Fred Moore, he's trying to get this crowd fired up. Run by number 48, Tyson Estes. For the Red Devils, he's been a workhorse for them tonight. Good solid ball carrier. Chaffee will come up to the line with a 2nd and 7. Jan comes under center. 2-back set. And he's back to pass, and he's got a man to go down the side, and it's a little pass in the flat, and I think the ball was jarred loose, but
they're going to call it a catch, though.
Going to call it a catch, complete.
Roughing the passer in the backfield.
Looks like the Chaffee receiver is down on this near sideline. Looks like maybe he's just working out a cramp, so that's good.
Well, we're going to get 15 yards, look like, against us. Somebody come in and hit the quarterback after he threw the ball.
That is not good. Rodney, you got a tally on those first half penalties? It's like
8 for us.
Chaffee with 2, 8 to this point for the Bulldogs. So
make a good play and sit there and somebody hits the quarterback after the play, after he threw the ball.
Yeah, and that's going to give the Red Devils some
excellent field
position across midfield as the Chaffee player is still down. Looks like he's just cramping, so we're not going to be of too much concern. We hope for the best. Maybe he can get up and get back into action here momentarily.
These kids got to understand, how much water they need to take the day before the game and the day of the game. When temperatures are like they are, it becomes a safety issue. I mean, he's already cramping here. We're at 11:04 in the third quarter. He's going to have problems the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And he's one of their key players at number 20.
Yeah.
Seth Montgomery.
Looks like he may be cramping both legs, so looks like he's coming up. And
yeah, he scored the big touchdown for him last.
Oh yeah, just a little cramping. He's going to be able to get off or under his own power, and we're tickled to see that. But the Bulldogs just coming out a little over aggressive, and once again, it's going to cost them. Chaffee there late in that first half took advantage of all the field position they were given, and Portageville's serving it up to them here early on in this third quarter.
Back to the I formation.
Ron comes under center. Handoff, and Estes going to go up the left side. He's going to be brought down by number 25, Fred Moore. But after a gain of about 4, to bring up a second down and 4 for the Red Devils. Portageville really needs to stand up and get a possession change here early in this third quarter. Not let Chaffee control this momentum.
Right up the middle.
Handoff straight up the middle once again.
Enough for a first down.
He surges forward to be a first down.
Number 32 carried the ball for Chaffee.
Number 32, Trevor Cannon. Chaffee will have a 1st and 10 at the 35. Portageville so far unable to shut down this Chaffee offense. So. John comes under center. And we've got movement. Portageville saying it's on Chaffee. Let's see. And I believe it is. The walk-off will be against the Red Devils. Chaffee looking awful steady in this early opening drive until a false start hiccup there. Will push them back 5, bring up a first down at 15. This is where Portageville needs to capitalize, Rodney. And take some of that field position away from the Red Devils. Yon to center. Hand up, and Estes is going to go up around the left side. He's got a good burst of speed. He cuts it back across midfield before he's brought down by number 50, Hunter Ivy, at about the 25. But a gain of, I'm going to call it 10. Looks like it may be enough for a first down, or gain of 15, excuse me.
They'll move the chains. They can't seem to stop. We can't seem to stop Chaffee.
No.
They're moving the ball. Looks like they're content to keep the ball on the ground to burn some more clock.
Well, and I think Chaffee learned from they were sending Ethan White there early on in that blitz package, and they weren't able to slow him down. But it looks like they're going to take the ball to the other side and utilize more of that run game. So they picked up on that quick. Man in motion is going to be quarterback keeper right up the middle, and he's going to move forward for a gain of about 5 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Well, they're doing what we talked about earlier in the game. They're just going to pound it up the middle, and that's what they're doing.
Looks like we got a Portageville player cramping over here on the sidelines. As Jan's going to bring him under center. It looks like maybe Jansen Darst. A handoff up the right side, and there's good gang tackling by the Bulldogs as Estes was met at the line of scrimmage. bring up a 3rd down and about 3. Big 3rd down for the Bulldogs right here.
Here comes the second count. I figure they won't go on 1. They're going to do something, try to get Portageville jump off sides here.
Yeah, they're in that hard snap count yardage.
If they don't, they're going to run it right up the middle. Quarterback keeper. He
doesn't get a whole lot. It's going to bring up a big 4th down for Chaffee. According to where the spot, I'm going to give it about a 4th and 1 or 2. So
looked like big 68 and 75 was in on that stop.
Yep. Number 75, Caleb Gooch. And number 68, Michael Hopkins for the Bulldogs. Bring up a 4th down and 1. And the Bulldogs desperately need a stop here as Chaffee is eating away a lot of clock here in this 3rd quarter. Jan under center, and he's going to hand off straight up the middle, and I believe the Bulldogs are going to hold.
They got him.
The Bulldogs are going to hold. Big 4th down stop for the Bulldogs.
They clogged the middle, exactly what they need to do. That was a big stand because it didn't go any deeper.
Yes, it was. And Chaffee kindly did exactly what I thought they would do. I looked for them. They'd been pounding it right up there, and I figured they would try to take it to the outside on Portageville, and Portageville not fooled. So with 6:55 here in the left quarter, big stop for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back.
Of the sweet land of liberty, of the I see, land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom.
We know you have many choices in automobile dealerships, but at Glen Sain, our customers are special. We want you to understand that we're always working very hard to please our customers. We have a great selection to choose from, and with the 0% and the rebates and our prices at Glen Sain, it's a great time to buy. I'm Danny Ford, owner of Glen Sain. We want you to come see us, and God bless our troops.
We welcome you back here to the Vic Reeves Athletic Field where the Portageville Bulldogs hosting the Chaffee Red Devils. We're live here on YHC TV. Bulldogs take over after a big 4th down hole, 1st and 10. Bryce Wallace from the shotgun. See what kind of offense Portageville's chalked up for this second half. It's going to be a handoff up the left side. For Daniel Allen, he's going to pick up about 4.
Got 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Portageville 14, Chaffee 25.
Portageville still well within this ball game, but they're going to have to move the ball as they're about 80 yards from pay dirt. Wallace with the shotgun. He's going to hand off to number 20, Denzel Simmons, on the right side. He lowers his head. He's going to pick up a couple.
Good job, number 68, getting upfield.
Yeah.
Continue to block.
Staying with his block.
Looks like
we got a fumble. And the Red Devils have recovered. Not what the Bulldogs needed. That's not been an issue plaguing the Bulldogs here other than the drop exchange in that second quarter. So the defense is going to have to go right back out there with not much rest. And they're going to have to mount a stand against the Red Devils here. This could spell trouble for the Bulldogs with 6:14 left here in this 3rd quarter. As Jan brings them under center. He's got 2 wide right, 2 back set. The handoff's going to be up the left side to Estes, and he fires his way through. He's still on his feet. He's going to push it close to the 1st down yard marker.
Some of the Portageville Bulldogs yelling fumble. We'll see what the officials say.
Will it be big for the Bulldogs? Let's see what they call it.
They're unpiling them. It's 2nd down.
Be second down and short for the Red Devils. Not what the Bulldogs needed here. Looks like we got a we're going to have a measurement.
Looks like he got it.
Exactly right. He's got it by about a half a yard, so it'll be first down and 10 from about the 10. Chaffee with a fresh set of downs, and Portageville with a tired defense. They've been on that field the majority of this fourth quarter, as there are only 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. See some Portageville players trying to stretch out where Hope Crampton doesn't overcome the Bulldogs as Jan brings them under center. He's going to go straight up the middle. Nothing there.
That's a great job of Landon DeLille firing across when he seen the quarterback keeping it.
Yeah.
To stop him right there in his tracks.
Going to bring up a second down and 9 for the Red Devils from about the 12. John comes to center. Rolling, he's back to pass. He's got pressure, but it, almost intercepted and right through the hands of the Chaffee receiver.
Ethan White put pressure on the quarterback again.
He did, and looks like we got a Chaffee player down.
I say Montgomery's cramping again. He got there and ran real hard.
Want to take time to send out a shout to our sponsors. If you take a nice look at the field tonight, you should be impressed as it's in great condition thanks to Turf Renovations. Turf Renovations is responsible for outstanding field surfaces on not only this field but numerous ones in the area such as Dexter, Sykeston, Piggott, and area baseball fields as well. Turf Renovations prides themselves on providing the best playing surface possible for the area's athletes. Special thanks to Turf Renovations, and to check out their projects, go to turfrenovations.com.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 9 when we go back to live play. As still the trainers are down there with number 20 for Chaffee. Seems to be cramping. Yeah, there's no doubt that Kevin rolling in with this football field and the baseball fields around here is some of the best fields you want to play.
Oh yeah, they're immaculate. I know there's a lot of hard work and effort put into these, and the kids in the community really appreciate it. Appearance goes a long way, and you know, it's just nice that you've got people that'll take the time out and really take pride in what they do. As the Chaffee player still down cramping, we're glad to see he's not hurt, but could be a little break for the Bulldog because that Bulldog defense was getting winded. This is going to give them a chance because they're going to have to put up a big red zone stand to stay in this ball game, literally. I'm just afraid that one more score could possibly put this thing out of reach for the Bulldogs, but a good stand, and you know, they get that offense rolling again and get some legs up under that diesel and get that passing game going, and we've still got a ball game, folks. We're going to send a shout out to another one of our fine sponsors. We'd like to thank Western Auto on Main Street in Portageville for sponsoring tonight's game. Miss Virginia has been serving area residents for many years. Appliances, TVs, hardware, household essentials are provided at Western Auto with great customer service. Also, service is given for all products. Please give them a visit at 300 East Main in Portageville or call 379-3821. We're back to action. A big 3rd down and 9 for the Red Devils. With 4 minutes and 42 seconds left in this third quarter, Jan comes under center. Man in motion. and he's gone a little screen pass, and he's met by a host of Bulldogs, and he's still struggling for yards, and he's pushing it toward that first down yard marker. Didn't look like much was going to come out of that, but it turned out to be a pretty good size gain for the Red Devils. See where they spotted is
4th and 1, looks like 4th and 1, 4th and 2.
Cheerleaders making the fans happy here by giving out some little plastic collector footballs. Looks like we got some good receivers up here in the stands. Big 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs. Huge. John comes under center. He's going to call timeout and look this thing over and give Ronnie Jones a chance to get out and talk to his defense. See what we're going to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Swinger, and I'm so pleased that YHC TV will be carrying so many sporting events this year, both boys and girls. These events help with leadership, personality development, and I would like to wish all of our students and all of our schools a safe and successful year.
We welcome you back here to our live broadcast of Portageville Bulldogs hosting the Chaffee Red Devils. A big 4th and 1 for the Red Devils. The 5. It's going to be a pitch out left and touchdown Chaffee.
So that's a big play for the Red Devils.
Indeed it was. With 3 minutes and 45 seconds, the Chaffee Red Devils leave the Portageville Bulldogs. We have a clock now. Anyway, Chaffee 28. They've changed us to 6. I know that's not right, but we need 14 at least. So, looks like they're going to go for the field goal. And we got a flag and.
It's like going to be approachment on the Bulldogs.
Approachment against the Bulldogs, so.
Have to kick it again. Yeah, it's going to be 31-14, looks like. Unless they give him this point, too.
All righty, Chaffee will line back up with a PAT, number 12 Jan to kick for the Red Devils. And once again, we've got to stop at the play. All sides against the Bulldogs. And this is just fundamentals, Rodney. I mean, when you can't, two PATs back to back, and Portageville can't get the formation right. So offsides, and the kick is up, and it is good. With 3 minutes and 45 seconds, the Chaffee Red Devils lead the Portageville Bulldogs 32-14. We'd like to send a shout out to our sponsors. If you need auto parts, stop by Delta Auto Parts and Salvage on Highway 61 north of Portageville. They specialize in domestic, car, and light truck parts. Go to deltaautoparts.com for parts information.
Well, it's the third quarter here, and Portageville seems like they've lost their swagger. Now they need to keep playing hard. Don't let this get them down.
Yeah.
I mean, you still want to stay competitive in this ball game.
You're exactly right, Rodney. and I can't think of a better word than swagger. They came out early on, made a statement, looked good, really on both sides of the ball. And, you know, it's almost like they're at the end of that first half when Chaffee put those points up on those special teams plays by the Bulldogs. It just took the wind out of their sails, and yet to this point they just haven't been able to find it. So, but you never know. I mean, kick return, anything could jolt you right back into this thing. The last thing they want to do is get their heads down, and they just need to finish this thing out. Number 12, Jan, the kick for the Red Devils. Low kick going to be picked up by number 22, and he's around the left side. He fumbles the ball out of bounds. The Bulldogs will take over at about the 40. Number 22, Julian Nolan. So Chaffee quickly figuring out, don't kick it deep, get it to the up guys, and
we're kicking
keep that
Nolan
field
every
position.
time. We're kicking over right to Nolan. I'd make an adjustment.
Yeah.
And move somebody else over there.
Well, and the adjustments we've yet to see from halftime. You know, from the Bulldogs, whether it's lack of adjustments or lack of execution, but something's just not working for the Bulldogs at this point. There's going to be a handoff to number 20, Denzel Simmons, around the right side. He's going to pick up about 5. They draw that play out to the right, and 3 minutes and 26 seconds left here in the third. So
that's what you like to see. I mean, Denzel ran that ball and he ran it hard.
He did.
We'll keep seeing the kids play hard, run hard, and keep it going.
The handoff's going to be to number 24, Daniel Allen, around that left side, and he's going to cut it back up toward the middle, and he's going to be brought down by a host of Red Devils.
Enough for the first down.
Good run by number 24, Allen. Portageville in desperate need of a score late in this third quarter to get back into this ball game.
We've got 3 minutes left in third quarter.
Portageville with no huddle as Wallace is in the shotgun. Snap. Wallace back to pass. He's going to pass it to number 7, Deion Foster. He's going to pick up about 5. So Portageville, with shades of that first half, they're able to move the ball in there and on the ground, but they got a lot of points to make up and not a whole lot of clock with a quarter and 3 minutes of the third left.
They go a late hit on that. I was wondering if they was going to call that, because that sure looked like he come in after Deion's knee was down.
I believe it was, and that's going to be huge for the Bulldogs. It's going to give them the best field possession by far they've seen in this second half. 15-yard walk-off is going to get it down to about the 20. Well, Portageville's been given an opportunity here, Rodney, and they've got to capitalize. No question. They've got to capitalize right here, because that's going nowhere. He is met by a host of Red Devils. Number 20, Simmons.
Now they start to break like that. That's what we need to throw, the screen pass or just a little short pass right behind them.
Exactly right.
That's one good thing about running the spread. You can score some quick points.
Right. And you can do it not using a whole lot of time off the clock. Wallace from the shotgun. He's rolling out to his left. The pass is incomplete to number 85, Jansen Darst.
Yeah, I think the coach is yelling for Bryce to come on up the field and just run out of bounds.
Yeah, there was a lot of, about 10 yards of open room over there, you know. And that's something, you know, that's going to be key to that young quarterback. You're going to have to learn to tuck that thing and run it. Field possession, everything now for the Bulldogs as the Bulldogs call timeout with 1:55. We'll be back. You're watching YHC TV.
At Allen Christian in Dexter, you'll like the way we do business for many reasons.
We make the buying experience simple with a large selection of Buicks and GMCs to choose from.
We offer quality pre-owned vehicles priced to fit any budget. No gimmicks, guaranteed.
Shop us any day, anytime, here in Dexter or online at AllenChristian.com.
We service what we sell with one of the most experienced service departments in the Heartland area. Selection, price, experience, family owned for over 53 years. Allen Christian Buick GMC, Dexter.
In addition to unlimited calling, New Wave telephone users have a wide range of great phone features available. And now with the help of New Wave Internet, they're even easier to use thanks to our convenient online phone manager. Just log on to your MyWave portal. Now phone features like call forwarding can be set up instantly from any computer. Reliably activate or deactivate your call forwarding. And even set your home phone to ring once when a call is forwarded. Home telephone service made even better with New Wave Communications. Call today.
We welcome you back to the Victories Athletic Field in Portageville, Missouri, where the Portageville Bulldogs trail the Chaffee Red Devils 32-14. Third down and 14 for the Bulldogs. Huge possession here for the Bulldogs. As Wallace in the shotgun, he's going to pass it out incomplete to number 24, Allen. Going to bring up a fourth down for the Bulldogs, and they're in four-down territory, Rodney, and they're in desperate need to convert this fourth down.
Let's see what the coach wants to do if they wants to try to pin Chaffee deep. But really, if he goes in the end zone, you're only going to gain 10 yards on it. So we're going to spread them out and throw it. We'll see. He's got to get 14. It's going to have to be a long throw or a long run.
Wallace from the shotgun. He's under pressure, but he gets the pass off, and it's almost intercepted.
Well, that was smart by the defender. I don't know if he intentionally done that, but he needed to drop that ball, because if he catches that ball, he would actually lost 10 yards if he was to get tackled there. So just on that, like those kids that just think, I got to catch the ball, just need to really just knock it down on that play.
That's a very good observation and a very wise play by that Chaffee defender. As the Bulldogs come back onto the field, 1 minute and 52 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. And Chaffee in full control at this point.
Well, I think they're going to go strictly the running game for a while until that don't work, and they'll start passing the ball. They're wanting to burn some clock.
Eat up as much of this clock as they can. Time is on their side as a handoff up the left side. He's still on his feet. Still on his feet. He's gone. Touchdown, Chaffee. Tyson Estes breaks it 80 yards for the Chaffee Red Devils.
Going to put it to be 40-14. He found the gap over there.
And boy, he exploded through that hole. I tell you what, Portageville got a pretty quick secondary, and they were 5 yards behind. I don't know if it's lack of conditioning or what, but that was a good burst of speed late in this game as the Bulldogs give up 6 more.
I don't know how many yards Estes had in this game, but he has carried the Red Devils. There's
well,
no doubt about it.
Chaffee just showed so much patience early in the first half. They waited on their opportunities, and it's paid off for them big time. And there's a fake kick, and that was well executed for the 2-point conversion. With 1 minute and 40 left, the Chaffee Red Devils 40, the Portageville Bulldogs 14. Once again, we'd like to send a shout out to our sponsor, Dr. James Deere at 205 East 4th, James Deere Dentistry here in Portageville. He's been serving the Portageville and surrounding area since 1995 and has a newly remodeled facility. All porcelain crown and bridge work is metal-free, and 2-colored composite fillings are now available. Dr. Deere's office offers payment options through Care Credit for patients to finance treatment. To schedule an appointment, call 573-379-5407.
Well, unfortunately, this is the 4th game in a row for the Bulldogs to be scored on by at least 40 points.
Well, Rodney, and this was almost just a delayed repeat of last week. Portageville definitely showed some bright spots, but it just took them a little bit longer than it did last week. Portageville came out and got after them halfway through that first quarter, put them out of the game early. Now here late in the game, Chaffee's just showing their explosiveness on the offensive side. There's a kick, another short kick will be picked up by number 20, Denzel Simmons, and he's going to go cut it right back straight up the middle.
Oh, there's a hard hit on the quarterback.
Big
Denzel
leg.
come up and hit number 12.
He just
knocked his helmet off. Let's see if he gets up. Yep.
Yes, he did.
He's getting to his feet very slowly. But, man, he got his bell rung.
Well, he did.
Wow. Denzel's been running hard.
He has, and
he wants to take that Diesel name, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Diesel Dion, Diesel Daniel. We just got to get us maybe a Diesel Dominique and officials.
Timeout Chaffee.
Timeout Red Devils. We would like to send out a shout once again to our sponsors down at Ag Distributors. They're in Portageville. They're located south of Portageville on Highway T. The 780i agronomy locations offer seed, fertilizer, crop protection products, and custom application services. And stop by the Portageville Farm and Home Store for a large selection of home, lawn and garden supplies, hardware, and clothing. Go to 80iagronomy.com, or you can reach them by phone at 573-379-3816. Also, we'd like to send a shout out to Butler Drugstore on Main Street, Portageville. It's your local full-service pharmacy. They also include a gift shop and fine jewelry. Dr. Trey Rohn has been serving the area for many years and provides your prescription solutions. Butler Drugstore at 222 East Main in Portageville. Call 379-5469. Looks like we're about ready for action here again, with 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the third quarter.
The Bulldogs are going to try to cut in this huge deficit.
Number 16, Wallace from the shotgun. Back to pass. The pass is complete. Number 85, Jansen Darsh, and he's going to pick up about 10.
That's a good catch and a good run after the catch by Jansen Darsh.
I'm just wondering, maybe Rodney, looking at this being second game of the season, if maybe Portageville is not as conditioned. You're not seeing a cramping, but you just don't see him getting back up to that line and just playing with that passion they did in that first half. As Bryce Wallace rolls out to the right, and the pass is going to be incomplete.
Looks like it's intended for Deion Foster, but that's smart for Bryce. Just get rid of the ball. He had a guy there, and even though it was needed a few more yards, but it's better than taking that big loss. So here comes a key down for the Bulldogs. Try to cut in this deficit.
3rd and 2, and they're going to hand off to number 24, Allen. He's going to cut it back, and he's going to get the first down and more. Good run by number 24, Allen, to get that first down for the Bulldogs and continue this drive. Bulldogs looking to put some points up on the board here and save face. Looks like number 24, Allen, might be trying to fight off some cramps. He's been the workhorse tonight, him and Denzel, so we've got a Chaffee player down. We'll be right back. You're watching YHC TV.
Here at Lincoln Lacey Chevrolet in Malden, we've got a great selection of new Chevy and GMC trucks. Some discounted up to $9,500.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
How about this GMC short bed 4-wheel drive, loaded up with chrome accessories for only $24,900.
Sorry, Kurt, this one's sold.
So hurry on over to Lincoln Lacey in Malden before they're all sold.
Come on out to Lincoln Lacey in Malden.
NFL Red Zone, the channel that brings you every touchdown from every game on Sunday afternoons.
I can't break away
Watch the most exciting moments like never before, live in HD. Every touchdown from every game, live on one channel, NFL Red Zone.
We welcome you back here to the Victories Athletic Field. We have the Portageville Bulldogs trailing the Chaffee Red Devils 40-14. You're watching a live broadcast of high school football on YHC TV.
We're just going to start calling this the Montgomery timeout because it keeps cramping up, you know. And
yeah.
I'm sure they're giving you all the water you can take, but, you know, if you're in a pro somewhere, they take you in, give you an IV.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, they're probably just going to have to steady.
Well, the guy's been a workhorse. You've got a big cushion. You know, I'm not by any means going to question the Chaffee coaching staff. You know, I mean, you've got a senior kid out there. It's his last year. He wants to play every down he can. You know. But,
absolutely. Oh, that's number 30. That's a different one. That ain't 20.
Okay. That is
My
number
bad.
30. Sorry about that, fella. You're in better shape than we thought.
He is, isn't he? Oh, and number 30, who is that?
Number 30 for the Red Devils is going to be Alex Davey.
Alex Davey, yeah. He had a big run for him early on getting the first down for him, short yardage.
Yeah. Chaffee got several weapons, and they just show a lot of patience and poise out there and a lot of discipline. As Wallace is in the shotgun, he's back to passing. Boy, he's got pressure.
There's quarterback, number 12, Jan. Somebody missed a blocking assignment on the strong side there.
Yeah. Big sack for the Red Devils. They gained field position and put Portageville down in a deep hole. Second down and 20 from the 44. Wallace once again from the shotgun. Like they're going to change up the play with 33 seconds left. Wallace is back to pass. The pass is complete. Boy, a fine open field tackle.
Excellent job, the number 42, Chaffee Red Devils.
Yeah, number 42. Really, really nice open field tackle for Devin Yon. Maybe a younger brother of that quarterback. So, it's going to bring up get the spot. Spotted on about the 45 and a half.
There's a flag on the play. It was illegal shift by the Bulldogs, and of course Chaffee declined it and takes the results of the play.
It'll be third down and 20 for the Bulldogs. Wallace from the shotgun. Darcy in motion. Going to change the play. Looks like they're trying to get a hard count. Wallace is back to pass, and he's under pressure, and he's going to be sacked and fumble. And looks like the Bulldog will recover it to end the quarter. Looks like Wallace is going to be slow to get up as he took a heavy lick. Looks like we've lost some lighting down in one section of the
We'll be back here for the fourth quarter.
The Sports Roundtable represents one of our great traditions here in Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, and that's high school athletics. And nobody promotes it better than us here at YHC. What's new with the Roundtable this year? We're looking to add representatives from our local colleges, Southeast Missouri State, Arkansas State, and Three Rivers, to give us the inside scoop on local college athletics in our area. The Roundtable was designed to give local viewers in-depth analysis about teams and sports in our area, and we're geared up to go once again every Saturday morning live at 10 a.m.
We welcome you back to the Victories Athletic Field where the Portageville Bulldogs trail the Chaffee Red Devils 40-14. As the Bulldogs are faced with a 4th down and 27 after Bryce Wallace was sacked on that last play. And it looks like Wallace is going to be sidelined momentarily, and looks like maybe Ben Story. No, the Bulldogs are punting. I had a memory lapse there, but anyway, we're still playing football.
Hunter Ivy's going to punt. Oh, it's over his head.
Come on, Hunter. Get it off, get it off.
Bad snap.
It don't matter if we recover it. You got to tackle him.
It's going to be a touchdown, Chaffee. As Hunter did all he could do. I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to, but just a terrible, terrible snap.
Special team mistake. Cost you 6 again. It doesn't do any good to recover that ball. I mean, he's going for the ball. Just make sure that Chaffee does not pick the ball up and advance it. I mean, jump on the ball like that. Just make sure they don't advance it, because if you jump on still, they get it right at that spot.
Right.
Because it was 4th down, you turn the ball over because of possessions.
So Chaffee will line up for the PAT. And we've got a flag. Offsides against the Bulldogs.
That'll be about 11 or 12 penalties tonight. It's up. Looks like it's good.
It's up and good, so that is going to make it with 11:51 in the 4th quarter. The Chaffee Red Devils 47, the Portageville Bulldogs 14. We'd like to send a shout out to our sponsors, Ellington Insurance in Portageville, for all of your insurance needs. Ellington's offers a chance to win a 25-quart Yeti Roadie Cooler. Go to their Facebook page online and like them for a chance to win. Ellington Insurance in Portageville. Visit their website at ellingtoninsurance.com. A-Plus Family Clinic in Portageville has been serving this area with medical services, great quality and service. Visit them at 203 East 3rd or call 379-2100 for an appointment or information. A-Plus Family Clinic in Portageville for local medical solutions.
Well, it looks like the Chaffee Red Devils going to start subbing now. I think they got to the point they want to be after I think we scored 42 on them last year. So I think with 47 now, they feel comfortable.
Yeah. Well, and their defense is comfortable in knowing that something has went awry for Portageville here in this second half. Just not the same ball club that played that first half of football. And an onside kick.
I don't think it went to 10 yards.
I don't either. That's going to be a legal procedure penalty against the Red Devils. So it's going to give the Bulldogs some pretty good starting field position. We're going to see how Bryce Wallace is going to be able to come back after that lick he took there. And it looks like they're going to keep him out of this ball game. So we're going to find out who our backup for the Bulldogs is going to be. As Wallace is going to go in.
I'd like to see the replay on that. See if he did intentionally try to onside kick that ball, or if he just missed it.
Yeah, I don't really see the much what Chaffee was going to gain by an onside kick at this point. But at this point, I'm not going to question anything Chaffee's done. We're doing it all right.
There's another one with a tackle.
There's a handoff, and boy, he's going to be caught in the backfield. Number 20 Simmons met by a host of Red Devils. Good gang tackling there. Number 45, number 53 in on the stop. Also number 82.
The offensive line has been playing good all night, really. And then I think now showing a little lack of concentration.
Look, maybe like that play took a little too long to form up. And nonetheless, Wallace will take it from the shotgun. And he's back to pass, and he's going to pass is caught. Up the middle, oh boy, he just lowered his head and ran over a Chaffee defender. Good catch and run by number 85, Jansen Darst. Maybe that'll give a little spark to these Bulldogs and they can finish this thing out with 11:03 here in this fourth quarter. Wallace from the shotgun, back to pass. Pass is complete to number 85, Jansen Darst, as he picks up another first down.
Excellent job catching the ball. Make sure you got the ball and putting his head down and getting a few extra yards. Seems like the Bulldogs have time to get into a rhythm. We do good.
They do good. You're exactly
Chaffee
right.
can break up the rhythm. If you
Chaffee
give that
breaks it
three-player
up.
roll, they're okay. There's a screen pass.
Screen pass, number 24, Allen. He's out around the right side. He's got room. Daniel Allen, touchdown, Portageville.
No flags. Looks like
No
it's going to stand. Something positive to build on. Oh, there is a flag. I know it looked too pretty.
Yeah. Going to be against the Bulldogs, so they're going to bring this back.
A spot foul.
Illegal block in the back against the Bulldogs.
Well, I looked across there first time, didn't see a flag, and then I was surprised.
Yeah.
Because I think now that brings to 13 penalties. The Yellow Hankies have failed tonight.
Yes, they have. Like the Bulldogs will call a timeout. And you're watching YHC TV.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
We welcome you back here to the Vic Reeves Athletic Field in Portageville, Missouri, where the host Portageville Bulldogs trail the Chaffee Red Devils 47-14 with 10 minutes and 34 seconds left in this fourth quarter. We're in a timeout called by the Bulldogs, and
just had that touchdown called back and had something positive going, and turn around and have a penalty like that and just put you right back where you're at.
Well, it's not rocket science. I mean, what you want to do is you want to improve each week, and in hopes by district time that you've got, that you're on your A game. Portageville has definitely showed some bright spots. They've shown they can move the ball. The defense can stand up at times. Second half, they just fell apart. Could be a number of things. Could be conditioning. Could be, who knows? But they'll finish this game out and go back to the practice field and hopefully improve for next week. But the Bulldog defense, as you said earlier, in the last 2 years, or since the last 3 games of 2010 have given up a lot of points. Pass out to number 4, Ben Story. He's up that right sideline, lowers his head, and he's run out of bounds about the 10-yard line.
By number 30 of Chaffee. Well, I think the boys' conditioning is fine. I think it's just a lack of concentration.
Yeah.
I think they start thinking about other things except for their job duty they need to be working on.
Yeah. Looks like they're executing well. There's a little pass out to the left of Jansen Darts. But you're exactly right. I mean, you're not seeing them cramping up. You know, they're staying with the plays. They're staying with blocks. The offensive line, I think, has done a great job of giving Wallace time to get rid of the ball. And they've racked up some yards rushing, as where last week they only had about 98 total yards total defense. So as Wallace is back to pass, he's going to throw one up in the corner. And, boy, Jansen Darce laid out for that and just off his fingertips.
That's a good pass. He put it just where only his guy could catch it. An excellent pass. I tell you, I've been impressed with Bryce. No interceptions tonight.
Exactly. He went from, I think, 4 or 5 last week to none this week.
Big step forward.
You know. Well, it helps when that offensive line will block for you. And there's a pass. He's going to be, I believe it's complete, or there's a flag, and that came late. I want to say we might be looking at some type of personal foul or late hit.
Darce gets up limping, so we couldn't tell what was going on over there.
It's going to be against
Chaffee.
Personal foul against the Red Devils.
So that just says somebody come in late. Jansen was already down and probably hit him out of bounds. Or after he's already down. And over where it's at, right on the side, I say he's probably was out of bounds. See, he comes off field limping.
Yeah. That'll give the Bulldogs a 2nd down and 7 from about the 5. So let's see what they can produce as Wallace is back to pass. Number 24, Daniel Allen, touchdown Portageville.
The Diesel rolls into the end zone.
The Diesel is rolling again. With 10 minutes and 6 seconds left, Chaffee 47, Portageville 22. We'd like to once again thank our fine sponsors, Crop Production Services, one of the largest distribution network of agriculture products and services in southeast Missouri. CPS provides services including soil sampling and mapping, fall fertilizer and lime, custom application services, wheat seed and chemicals, and Dynagrow seed, and LPI nutritional products. Crop Production Services has a knowledgeable staff providing agronomic solutions for all your remaining fall need, or to plan your spring, seek Crop Production Services.
It looks like they're going to get another personal foul on Chaffee. The coach got to be over to pull his hair out. I mean, you got this game in hand, and kids are losing discipline on the Chaffee Red Devils.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they've showed so much. And they've shown so much throughout the game. But, you know, in light of that, it's good to see our kids. You know, I mean, they're down, but you know, they're not. You know, we're not having offsetting personal fouls. Is what I like to see. They're just
no retaliation.
Say, let's play football as the Bulldogs will kick off, and Chaffee will bring it up, and he's going to be brought down about the 26-yard line. But you know, Ronnie, that shows a lot of discipline for a kid. You know, when he's down like that, and you know, and guy wants to add a little extracurricular, just that takes discipline just to get up and just move on. So let's see what the Bulldogs got left here with 9 minutes and 58 seconds left. I tell you, if they could put another score up and hold as Chaffee has another player down cramping.
I'd like to see them score again because the cheerleaders just did 22 push-ups.
22 push-ups.
What's the spirit? So I'd like to see them do the 28.
Well, how glad are you that Chaffee's cheerleaders aren't having it done? You're watching YHC TV. We're back live here on YHC TV as we had another player timeout, another Chaffee player, Mr. Montgomery, having some cramping issues. As Portageville back on defense. And they're going to hand off, and it's up the left side. Gain of about 3 on the play. Bring up second down and 5. 9:46 here in the fourth and final quarter. As the Bulldogs are down by about 14.
That's a good tackle by Carlos.
24.
Number 27, Carlos McGee.
Like Portageville got some fresh legs in there on defense. Maybe they can get some of those starters a breather after they have played a whole bunch of defense this second half. Chaffee comes to center. The handoff straight up the middle.
Looks like enough for a first down. Number 31 for the Red Devils.
Bulldogs late in this fourth quarter with a 25-point deficit, desperate need of a stop. Fresh set of down for the Red Devils.
Oh, it broke 2
tackles.
tackles.
Up the left side. Carried by number 31, I believe that is, for the Red Devils.
We're handing to the fullback now. They get the fire
Golden.
runner in. Just telling him to hang on the ball and get what you can. Just burn clock.
Burn that clock. Is it steady rolling? 8:07 here in the final quarter. John comes to center. 2-back set. A handoff straight up the middle.
Tackle by 75 Gooch. Stopped him from getting the first down. And that's Estes with a carry. I don't know how many yards he's got tonight, but he's got a lot.
He's racked them up.
Well, Chaffee's going to get that 2-game win start.
Yeah.
They hadn't had 20 years, so they're going to feel really good when they walk away here in Portageville. Quarterback keeper. Enough for a first down. Fourth quarter, 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go. They're going to stop the clock just to move the chains.
Bulldogs facing, looks like it's going to be an 0-2 start, is where they started out 1-1 last year, and they'll be hosting the Charleston Blue Jays, who had a good win against Kennett last year after having a winless season last year, did the Blue Jays. So Portageville will be hosting them next week, and hopefully the Bulldogs will have a good week of practice and get prepared for next week. Handoff up that left side.
Ooh. Bryce Wallace coming up.
Bryce Wallace comes up.
Return the favor, 24.
He just laid it to him.
That's what you need to see. Some of them younger guys step up like that on the secondary.
You're exactly right.
They'll hold him up like that.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, Charleston had a really big win against Kennett. They pulled that game out right there in the last quarter, fourth quarter, very end. Scored and ended up taking the lead.
John comes under center.
And
straight up the middle. Looks like a host of Bulldogs on the tackle. Looks like number 78, Lawton Wilson, coming up off the bottom of the pile.
I seen number 12 come up limping, so I think there will be a change here at quarterback, because if you're this far ahead, you got to start thinking next Friday night for Chaffee.
Yeah, I mean,
he's going to probably take Estance out, quarterback out.
Yeah. Chaffee came in here and got done what they needed, and, you know, so, yeah, definitely you don't want to take a chance on that. Chaffee comes to the center. Handoff straight up the middle. Right off that right guard. Number 10, Rodney, is going to be Pate Montgomery. Look like once again, big number 78, Lawton Wilson, coming up off the bottom of that pile. Four minutes and 38 seconds left. Looks like Portageville is going to get another chance on offense. It's 4th down and 7 for the Red Devils. They're going to punt it away. Looks like, is that Allen back deep for the Bulldogs, Rodney, number 24?
Yes.
The old Diesel. Let's just hope you don't need a little ether to get that baby rolling. Be a good time for a big run back right here. Get a little spark in these boys.
Looks like the Portageville going to try to block it.
Boy, did they get close. Good high punt. Chaffee's going to get an opportunity to down it. It takes a good bounce. And
come off a Chaffee player.
Hit, I was going to say, I think we're going to net about another 10 yards. I think it ricocheted off a Chaffee player, so
wherever he made contact, whether intentional or not, that's where the ball is going to be.
For you folks watching at home, that's going to down the ball where it was first touched. So with 3:55 here in this fourth quarter, Portageville takes over on downs.
Well, if it looks a little dark over, we've lost our lighting on that end of the field.
Yeah, we may have been need to get Amber and UE in on those sponsorships, because I think we're going to need them before next Friday, or either have to call a day game. So let's see if the Bulldogs can put up another one. Got some faithful fans staying around to see what they got. As we got a pass out to number 7, Deion Foster. That's a horse collar. There's the flag. Didn't I? Yeah, I saw the flag. That was a horse collar. That's a good call for me, because you can really hurt a kid with that. You know, a kid gets his legs under him, gets a head of steam, and just dragging him down from behind like that, it's tough on them. So little break there for the Bulldogs.
Isn't that coach over Charlie Vickery? Is that their Chaffee?
I was going to say there earlier, I know Charlie Vickery is the head coach. Mr. Jerry DeMint is an assistant. Mr. Rich Payne, he was head coach up at Cape Central last year. He is the defensive coordinator for the Red Devils. There's a pass incomplete to Ben Story. I believe it's Mr. Blacksher, the superintendent up there. They got about a 6-coach staff over there.
Yeah, I seen that towards the beginning of the game without warming up. You got to give them credit. They've done a good job with this Chaffee team.
Yeah, they have. You know, and Chaffee showed it last year by, you know, with a 3-7 season and still winning the first district title in 20-something years. Is Bryce Wallace. There's this one out. Oh, man. Beautiful pass from Bryce Wallace. Just right off the fingertips of Deion. And, you know, Rodney, if you line that up again and give it 3 or 4 shots, he's going to convert on one of them. So, but, you know, that was a good, strong throw by Bryce Wallace there. You know, late in this contest. You know, the Bulldogs are just giving you some things that just make you got to root for these guys. They're just staying in there and fighting and playing as Wallace is rolling out to his left looking for an open receiver. And, ooh, that one's almost caught.
And look, at it, call offensive interference on that one.
Yeah. That play took too much time to develop. He had about 3 defenders. Jansen-Darst still almost came down with the catch.
I think Chaffee had 4 wins in that they won the last 3 games in regular season. Then they come in and they played Thayer.
Yeah.
And Thayer beat them. I think it was like 42-19.
Yeah, that was in the first round of the sectional, and that's a buzzsaw Thayer. Boy, they were.
Oh, yeah.
We played them last year. They were loaded. Big old corn-fed boys, and they don't mess around. They take you out to the woodshed and make you like it.
Yeah,
Bryce
they'll
Wallace
be here
back
this
to
year.
Pass. Pass complete to
Yeah, for
Jansen-Darst.
first down.
Big first down for the Bulldogs.
Looks like Jansen's hurt. He's
Come
hurt.
on, Jansen. You all right, buddy? Yeah, he's got his hat off pretty quick. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching YHC TV. We're back live here on YHC TV at the Vic Reeves Athletic Field where the Portageville Bulldogs trail the Chaffee Red Devils 47-22. Bryce Wallace from the shotgun. It's a 4th down for the Bulldogs. Jansen-Darst was able to come off under his own power. We're proud to see that. Wallace back to pass, and he's under pressure. He's going to tuck it. He's outside. Pass is going to be incomplete to number 24, Daniel Allen.
To bring up 2nd down and 10.
Okay, I think we've got a clock malfunction, but you're right there, Rodney. 2nd down and 10. You know, Rodney, we can talk about it in the post game too, but just, really when you look at the scoreboard, Portageville down by 25, but you take those 2 special teams. You take the fumble by Bryce, which that could happen to anybody in that drop punt. You take 14 points out of that, and you got one whale of a ball game as Bryce Wallace hands off to Daniel Allen, and he's up the right side, and he's got room. He's got room. Daniel Allen still on his feet, and he's knocked out of bounds about the 15-yard line.
Well, it's coming back. Because Ben Story reached out and grabbed somebody instead of using his helmet and shoulder pad, and it's going to come back. That's what happens when you get tired. You don't move your feet.
Well, and the Diesel has done really well for the Bulldogs, but I think we're going to be needing that can of ether to get the rest of the way through this one because but he's chugged up some yards, man. He's a workhorse. I'm going to snake this in there. Portageville gets some playmakers. They've got some workhorses in Simmons and Allen. This, 47-22 sounds bad, but, hopefully you folks at home have enjoyed this broadcast. The folks that have stayed to watch it, it's just a couple of plays away from we got a 6-point ball game.
There's 3. You take the ball that went overhead on the punt down there to Bryce, then the one that went over Hunter's head and went down. They scored. Then, of course, the fumble here.
Right.
They scored on all of them.
Yeah.
So that's at least 18.
Yeah.
So you take those away, it's a pretty close game.
There's going to be a draw to Denzel Simmons up the left side. Denzel Simmons still on his feet. And Denzel Simmons is going to pick up about 30 and move the ball across midfield with 2:19 left. I'll tell you what, 47-30 score. That's what really hurts, Rodney. Portageville can hit pay dirt again. You're down by 17. You take out those couple of mistakes as Wallace is in the shotgun, and he's rolling to his right. And he's looking. He's going to tuck it.
Throw it away. Good job.
Very,
Bryce.
very wise decision by Bryce Wallace.
Stops the clock. You don't take a loss. That'd been 5, 10, 15, about 17-yard loss.
Right. Well, and two, you don't take a chance of getting that ball stripped away. Portageville is in a position to, hopefully, if they can get another score, take this thing to the locker room and be proud from, what you've done tonight. And we can allude to that in the post game. But here's a Another delayed handoff to number 24, Allen. He breaks a couple of tackles. He's still on his feet. Is he going to get out of bounds and stop that clock?
No, it's going to run.
Going to run, but he's going to get it down to about the 15. I can just see Portageville punching this thing in. They've got him ahead of steam, and the diesel found the ether, and we're going to get this thing in the house. White young man's come a long way since last year, Rodney. Number 24, Allen, was his first year of ever playing any type of football. He was just a cornerback on defense last year. Today he's an everyday running back, and boy, he is carried a load on his shoulders tonight.
Now this can't do anything but help him as he grows as a player and as he gets older.
Good level-headed young man too, and there's a good sharp pass over to number 21, Hunter Cook. Falls incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 1:30 to bring up a second down at 10 for the Bulldogs.
That pass looked really good. It was good and sharp.
It did. It was sharp. It's been all night. I mean,
at less late in the game, his pass still looks really good and sharp. Hit the receiver right in the hands.
Wallace back and pass, pump fakes, and he's going to go for the corner of the end zone, and it's up for grabs, and touchdown Portageville. We've got flags, and I'm going to say it's going to be pass interference. Ben Story went up for that, and boy, he has really brought down some big catches tonight, as some of the other receivers.
Touchdown. So it looks like they'll assess that penalty on the kickoff.
Touchdown.
Well, at least you're going to end on a positive note.
Yeah. They can get a 2-point conversion. 28-47. That Wallace, they're attending to a hand down here on the sidelines. I believe it is maybe a hand or a wrist. Jabbed at somebody's helmet on that pass. Nonetheless, beautiful pass. We've got a flag.
Delay of game or timeout.
Timeout Portageville.
Well, there's no need to save. There's a minute and 23. You might as well go ahead.
We welcome you back on this live broadcast of Portageville Bulldog football hosting the Chaffee Red Devils on YHC TV. As the Bulldogs elect to go for two, Deion Foster will go from a Wildcat snap, and he's going to walk it in for the 2-point conversion. Going to make it Chaffee 47, Portageville 30. And once again, we have the cheerleaders doing push-ups. Now, I want to ask you an honest question.
Shoot.
Do you honestly think those cheerleaders are rooting for those boys to score again?
Absolutely, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
That's what I thought you would say, and that's what I hope. You go, girl. Well, if that's not team spirit, I've never seen it. Man.
They're just happy to get to do some push-ups.
Some of them are probably thinking, man, why don't they just kick a field goal instead of going for two? That's an extra push-up every time.
Yeah. I didn't see him doing the push-ups on their knees either.
No. I seen one of them doing military style. Which one of them was it? Maybe we need to suit some of them. But no, I'm just kidding. These boys they played their heart out tonight. And, hey, it's second game of the season. And, you know, there's some things going on internally with the team. There's been distractions. Portageville is without 4 of their everyday starters tonight. And I'm not by any means standing here making excuses. I just hope if some of these boys see this film, take it and build. If the coaches show them, build off of it as Portageville with an onside kick. But, you know, look at the positives that have came from tonight. Hey, we got 4 starters out. We played a heck of a competitive first half of football. We got our butt kicked in the second half, and we fought back And, you know, we've got this thing within 17 points. And just like you spoke of a while ago, there were 3 big plays where Portageville had turnovers, and Chaffee capitalized on them immediately, or, man, we're locked up here, you know, possibly leading. So,
absolutely. You know, Chaffee played a really clean game for, like, the first 3 quarters, but, well, penalty after penalty is what they've done.
Yeah, Chaffee's going to elect to take a knee with 1:17 seconds left here. Portageville's going to drop to 0-2. Chaffee's going to go to 2-0. You know, Chaffee showed a lot of patience. Portageville, they're just going to come up a little short tonight, but hey, some offense. When's the last time we put 30 points on the board? You know,
long time ago.
Long time ago.
Well, like I said, you know, the coach has got a lot of positive things that he can take away from this game, talk to the kids about, the things that they can work on and get better, and hoping, you know, win a game this season. I mean, there's some other opponents that I know we're going to have a hard time, and one of them's coming next Friday. And it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Looks like Chaffee can take one more knee and they'll close this thing out. But yeah, you know, last week was overwhelming, and I'm sure the coaches went to the locker room and thought, where do we start? But again, I mean, you're playing a Class 3 team that went deep into the playoffs last year, that were loaded up this year. I mean, they didn't expect to beat them. But Portageville, and I don't mean this in a negative way, they just played sloppy ball last week. This week they improved on all that. I mean, a huge deal from last week. So, you know.
You can walk away with this here and hold your head high. Like I said, three mistakes takes you out of the game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, it's right down to the wire.
Well,
and Chaffee didn't make no mistakes.
Right. Well, and I think what will happen is some of these team leaders, some of these upperclassmen are going to look back on this and say, you know, what happened? And, you know, the first thing they're going to think about is, well, when we gave Chaffee an opportunity, when we made a mistake, we got down, they capitalized on us. Had we not made those mistakes, what do we have to do to, you know, let's tighten up on our discipline, get away from those mistakes, and hey, man, I mean, we just watched potentially a whale of a football game right here that got a little lopsided, but in the end it came back to be a pretty decent ball game. We're going to take a break. Well, Mr. Rodney, first of all, I've enjoyed doing this broadcast of Bulldog football on YHC with you. As we kind of sneaked off to a little bit before the end of the game, some really, really bright spots for the Bulldogs. You know, this game was a couple of 3 plays that really cost the Bulldogs that Chaffee capitalized on real quick, or, man, we had one whale of a contest going on right here.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on the mistakes, and that's exactly what the Red Devils did, and we got to keep those mistakes from happening. Like we talked about earlier, you know, the coach has got a lot of things to talk positive about to the kids and get them in the right mind frame, because here comes Charleston.
Yeah. Well, Chaffee showed a lot of patience. They got done what they needed to do, but Portageville never gave up. They came back. It's not going to get any easier for Portageville. They got Charleston coming in here next week. Then a couple of weeks after that, we got East Prairie. We got Malden in between. Kennett. But the Bulldogs, they can narrow down the things they've got to work on this week in practice, because they're getting there. And it's just going to take, it's just going to be a gradual week-to-week process. But saw some really, really bright spots in the quarterback, the offensive line. If they were to ask me to give out Player of the Week for this week, I would have to give it to Bryce Wallace.
Me too.
You know, the offensive line did great, but Bryce, to be a sophomore, showed poise. I don't know what his completion ratio was, but it had to be really good.
Well, I mean, you look at him. he hasn't had very much experience at all, especially at this level playing quarterback. And he steps up here tonight and gets it done. I mean, what he was asked done, there's a lot of times he hit the receivers right in the hands. They drop the ball. It's something else got to work on. They're going to have to concentrate. Apparently, he's got his concentration, really getting over top of the ball. He's not throwing off his back foot and stuff like that and lobbing the ball up there. He was stepping into it and putting a little bit of zip on the ball and looked really, really good for the Bulldogs.
Yep.
And that's a big positive that I see for offense. You know, like I said, that we hadn't scored the 3 games before that, not 1 point, and come here tonight and put in 30 on the board. I think a really good night.
Yeah.
Let's talk about next week's opponent because, you know, when the Blue Jays come in here and play us, it's going to be a really tough game.
Yeah.
And hopefully between now and the next time we televise the game, which will be Eastbury later in the year, we're going to know where the Bulldogs stand.
Yeah.
Because they got some really tough games. I think Charleston, like Kennett, who was the other one?
Charleston, Kennett, Malden, Scott City.
Malden's the other one. Malden's going to be really tough over there. But the Eastbury game, we'll find out.
Yeah. Well, you know, the kids have got a lot to be proud of tonight, and, you know, they've got to be ready next week because Charleston is going to come play hard, physical football. You know, but they're growing. They're bonding as a team. You know, you got a sophomore quarterback that's showing some big leadership, and I look for some good things throughout the rest of the season. But
we beat Charleston last year, but we'll be a handful Friday night because they're big, they're strong, and they're going to try to run over you.
That's right.
That's all there is to it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight, and we hope you've enjoyed this broadcast of Bulldog football on YHC TV. And you can join us. I believe it'll be about 3 weeks from now. We'll televise Portageville will be homecoming against the East Prairie Eagles, and then a couple of district games later on in the year. But we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast, and enjoy your evening.